Good evening, race fans. Welcome to Martinsville Speedway, week number 3 for the Blazing Pedals, here live on True Sim Productions. With me tonight, it's going to be Tanner Marr. And Tanner, there's been a lot of talk already about what this car is feeling like, how it's acting on this half-mile track. The thing I can say is you have high horsepower and high weight. That tends to believe, or makes me believe, that brakes are going to be important tonight.
You are 100% right. And the one thing I've heard all night long during this happy hour practice, the brakes are not working for these guys. So they're in for a chore here tonight. 300 laps around the paperclip known as Martinsville. I'm super excited. Race number 3. It's almost go time.
It really is. It's just around the corner here. About 35 seconds into qualifying right now. We see the stages on the track, right, or on the screen right now. Lap 78 and lap 156 as we're following Chris Carroll around this little half-mile track, and already qualifying underway. Qualifying underway. And Chris Carroll, first lap, a 19.34. Rick Thompson behind him, a 19.41. Dalton Kilroe ripping out a pretty good second lap. It's funny because we were talking to Mark Arthur before this thing went live, and he says, well, I'm not going to get the pole. Right now, he's sitting in third spot. And of course, everything is acting up real bad here, but that's all right. We'll get there. Mark Arthur currently sits in the second spot. Chris Berg out on track, finishing up his second lap. Oh, and around he goes. So Berg going to have to settle for lap number 1. Kyle Wellman finishing up his lap number 2. Mark Arthur was picked as a race winner just last night on Race Chatter. There's a few others that were picked. Chris Carroll was picked.
Yeah, so I had to miss last night due to a birthday party, and I'd be lying if I said I was able to watch the show. I don't know your pick yet. We talked about it off air, and he would not tell me, ladies and gentlemen. So I picked Mark Arthur. Corey Sherman picked Chris Carroll. I'm not sure who Chris Legoo picked. Chris, you want to tell us now, or are you going to make me wait more?
No, we're going to wait just a little bit longer. I want to see how he qualifies. So far, not the best qualifying run for him, I'll tell you that. Taylor Butcher Benjamin looking to get his season started tonight here at Martinsville, the paperclip. Going to be a wicked race here tonight. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 drivers that have not qualified yet. Dustin Ping, Mike Massengill, Terry Foster, Ty Morosco, Derek Paulson, and Amanda Sherman has not stepped her toe out on track yet. It's gonna be interesting tonight because not only are these guys learning a new car, but this is the first time we haven't been on what I would consider a super speedway all season long, Tanner. And like I said, brakes, it's going to be super important.
You are right. These guys, you hit the nail on the head. They're still learning this car, learning the brakes, learning everything about this car. One guy that's not learning, though, I think he's already learned enough. Austin Edstrom, sitting P1 currently, holding down provisional pole. He was last season's race winner. Now, that was in the Xfinity car, but it looks like he has a strong handle on this little paperclip half-mile track.
Yeah, coming off from a strong finish last week. Austin Edstrom had a good race. Dustin Ping out on track right now in his 81. First lap, good enough for 9th place. But 19.35. Again, just to tell you how close these guys are, a 19.18 from Austin Edstrom, who's holding on to the pole, a 19.35 for Dustin Ping in 9th. 19.36, Dave Seats in 10th spot. Still have a few drivers And one of them's actually stepping out right now. It's Derek Paulson taking the green for the first time here tonight in qualifying. Paint by Marielle. Another nice looking paint for Derek Paulson. Why does he get all the good paints? Why is he getting all the Marielle paints? I don't know. We'll see. I guess tie 1 with 1. Maybe it's Derek's night tonight.
Might be Paulson's night. And the number 6. Yeah, she had him a good-looking car last season, and she's backed that up with the puppy mobile, I'm going to call it, this season with number 6. As it's really cool what NFRD's doing, allowing Mariella to come in and paint their cars for them to get out here. And, heck, like you mentioned, tie 1 and 1 this week, or this season.
Derek Paulson with a very, very strong second lap launches himself to second place starting position so far. We still have Amanda Sherman, Ty Morosco, Terry Foster, and Mike Massengill that need to step toe on track, and time is running out.
Currently right now, Chris, looks like it's Team MFRD locking out the front row with Austin Edstrom and Derek Paulson currently.
Yeah. Chris Carroll breaks it up, and then Taylor Butcher Benjamin right there again for Team MFRD. So the guy that cost me a pick earlier this season on track tonight, and I'm not mad at all. I'm glad he's out there. Still looking to see if we have these 4 drivers come out on track to qualify, or if they're happy to start from the rear here. And I got to be honest, that may not be the worst call of the night.
Absolutely not. If you're not first, I would rather be towards the back half of the field if I'm not up in the first half of it. Mike Massengill, he's normally in number 20. He has not qualified yet this season, so he may be elected not to put a qualifying lap down. But between Amanda Sherman and Tom Morosco, I'm look for them to roll out pretty quick. They're going to have to if they want to put a lap down, because time, like you said, is running out.
Potential of 25 drivers getting set to do battle for 300 laps. 2 stages in this race, as we have about 3 minutes to go here in qualifying. And, you know, this isn't race chatter, Tanner, but I'm going to go ahead and say, based on what we've seen here during practice, do you, and obviously it couldn't be official because you picked who you picked, but based on looking at what practice has brought, would you change your pick to win tonight?
I know Miss Connie and Lori's out there, but I'm going to say yes. I'm going to have to say I would probably take the post sitter right now, Edstrom, just based off the fact he won last season. I did not do my research for race chatter. I was not there, so I texted Corey my pick earlier in the day, but I wish I would have researched a little bit. But I think Mark's still going to have a strong run.
All right.
Now I have to ask you, would you change your pick? I don't know your pick yet, but would you have changed your pick looking at qualifying right now in practice?
I got to be honest. I was hoping for a little bit of a better qualifying run than what I'm seeing right now. 18th. He's got some distance to go before he gets himself up front, but I went with Mike Hamlin in the 11 car. I figure he's got a heck of a start to the season. I believe that he's going to want to keep that momentum going. So he was my pick last night. Now, would I change it? Based on qualifying, and I didn't know if he was going to race last night when I did the pick, so I didn't look at Jamie Walker as an option. Jamie being out there, Jamie being 12th place starting, and knowing how well he's done here, a couple of races in a row, second place, tonight could be his night.
On the storylines to watch tab that I made, graphic that I made earlier, that was one of the top 4 points that I thought. Jamie Walker, second in the last 2 events. So he's been the bridesmaid the last 2 times at this track. I've raced with Jamie on this track. I've tried to follow Jamie, but you can't stay with him long because he is just that fast. It's tonight the breakthrough night for the 88.
Yeah, and I don't know if speed is going to be the determining factor here tonight, or luck, or just consistency. It's going to be one of the 3, and we're going to figure that out here in about a half a minute when we start gridding up. But You know, if you had your druthers, what is it going to be, Tanner? Is it going to be luck? Is it going to be consistency? Or is it going to be just all out speed tonight?
I'm going to cop out and say I think whoever walks away with the victory tonight, they're going to need a little bit or a lot of all three. Luck is going to play a factor for sure. Speed will come in, like right now with qualifying. Man, I think I need all three of them if I want to escape out of Martinsville with a solid top 5 finisher better.
And it's going to be important. It really is going to be important as we get ready to start gridding them up. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that grid. Sitting on the pole, driver of the number 87 tonight, it's going to be Austin Edstrom, to his outside out of MFRD. It's the 6 of Derek Paulson. Starting in 3rd spot out of Pit Lizard Performance, it's the 99 of Chris Carroll, and to his outside, the driver of the number 10 car from MFRD, it's Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Starting in the 5th spot out of Speed Mafia, it's the driver of the number 33, John Perkins, and to his outside, Mark Arthur and the Barbie number 12. Starting is number 89. In 7th spot tonight, it's going to be the Lone Dutchman, Philip Van Vliet, and to his outside, Captain Save Fuel MFRD Zone number 41, Dalton Kilroe. Brian D is going to pick up a 9th starting spot out of MFRD, and Dustin Ping, highest qualifier for Blackhawk Motorsports, in his number 81. Dave Seats going to be starting his number 14 and 11th spot. The 88 of Jamie Walker going to be starting in 12th. Rick Thompson is going to start his 76 Speed Mafia machine in 13th spot. Alex Harris is going to be starting his 13 in the 14th spot. Larry Bell in the 4 car out of Pit Lizard Performance, going to be starting in the 15th spot. Brad Lawson in the 63, going to be starting in 16th. Then we've got Kyle Wellman, Mike Hamlin, Chris Berg, Corey Sherman, Jason Bauer, Amanda Sherman, Mike Massengill, and Ty Morosco. Terry Foster picking up shotgun on the field as we get ready to roll. And man, oh man, these guys are gonna roll. Pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to send them to the green flag for the first time here tonight.
Keeping tabs, our points leader, Rick Thompson, RT76, starting back in 14, so he's in the proverbial hornet's nest, as we call it, Chris. As it's almost go time now, lights are off, getting ready to pull down, and we're going to have our first start of the night, first green flag of the night.
Of course, we want to thank our sponsors, Ohio and Indiana Roofing, Blackhawk Motorsports, Michael Falk Racing, Priority Auto. The list goes on. Butt Kicker. Tanner, I believe you sponsor something. So thanks to everybody. It's awesome. It's what makes this league one of the very best. As we go green flag racing, and John Perkins on the inside was able to take over the race lead. Now it is, Austin Edstrom is the race leader. I was looking at it and my timing scoring wasn't right, but there we go. Chris Carroll looking on the inside, Edstrom holding on the outside. And this is the first time we get to see, is the outside a viable lane here tonight? So far, so good. Oh, the 99 gets really loose coming out of the turn. He's going to lose a ton of spots. And he's going to back up the field.
Big mistake out of the 99 and stacked up the entire field behind him, as that was a moment for Chris Carroll.
So Austin Edstrom now all by himself. Derek Paulson, John Perkins, Chris Carroll, but we got him stacked up behind him. The 63 goes around. That's Brad Lawson. Lawson facing the wrong way on track. That's going to bring out the first caution of the evening. Two no starts. Terry Foster, Ty Morosco. as we are under caution. Number 1. We go back and take a peek. 3 wide. Almost 4 wide. I mean, you just don't have enough room here. You just don't have that kind of room here. And it may have started a little bit higher. The 81 got up into the wall in front of the 63. Well, a couple of rows in front. There he is, into the wall. The 89 into the wall. The 63 goes maybe off the front bumper of the 11. Take a peek with that one more time. Oh no, the 63. He just stayed in the gas a little bit too hard coming out of the corner and kind of self-spun. And this is why we go back and try and find all the replay angles. Nonetheless, caution number 1 early on. And yeah, Michael, you're not wrong. Stressful? Yeah. Try being the guys out on track right now. I mean, I guarantee you their arms are going to be sore by the end of this one. Their hands are going to be sore.
Chris, I was just now saying we have lost TBB. The Butcher has dropped out of the session. And Mark Arthur foregoes his 6th place starting spot and started from pit road. He said he wanted to take care of the car. So that caution helped him out. Not going to lose a lap, but he got a lot of track position started qualifying P6, but he elected to not take it and started from pit road.
Lots of storylines continuing to unfold here at the Paperclip, Martinsville Speedway. Good crowd on hand as we can see the stands, but man, oh man. Caution 1 very early on. Pace car drops down. We get set to do it again. Austin Edstrom has control of the field. 2 lines on the fence is the restart zone. Anytime now we can go. And here we go. Green flag in the air. Once again, Edstrom into the corner. What a great start for Austin Edstrom as he's got himself about 2 car length advantage already. John Perkins working the inside of Derek Paulson. Paulson doesn't have an answer on the outside. Here comes Chris Carroll now on the inside.
He just needs to go in damage control and try to get down to that low line as quick as he can do it. And that number 6, as looks like he's going to have a teammate of Dalton Killer right there behind him. He's going to let the 6 car slot in. And Perkins, big lockup in the corner 2. And that's going to really mess up Perkins' ears. Now he's under attack.
He sure is. And did you see the drive off that Chris Carroll had out of 2? My goodness. But you're right. John Perkins on the outside, and he is not liking it as he is going back, trying to find a way in. Oh, the 41 gives a tap. They stack up behind him.
They're 3 wide out back behind Dalton Kilroe.
RT76, Jamie Walker, and the 14 of Dave Seats, they straighten it out. Chris Carroll tried to chase down the race leader. Then it's Derek Paulson. John Perkins, who really just took the position away, but here comes the 41 of Kilroe now. Kilroe sets him up. He's on the inside. Perkins again to the outside. Brian D is working the inside of Jamie Walker. That's a position 6 battle. And D's able to take it away at the line, but the 88 fighting back on the outside. We know how that's going to work out.
Jamie is definitely at a disadvantage on the high side, but he is hanging strong out there, actually making a little headway, and then gets a little loose on the entry there, and that's going to make him go backwards as well.
Yeah, the front of that car really pushed out. And
ooh, yellow.
Caution.
Ping, last week's race winner, I believe, went around, or one of the race winners last week. He pushed his teammate, Chris Berg, to the win. I believe it was Ping.
Yeah, Ping in the 81, definitely facing the wrong way. Let's go back as we are on lap 15. Got the 81 to the inside, the 14 to the outside.
Just climb the curb a little bit.
Yeah, just the rear of that car just stepped out and around he went. Light damage, no big deal here.
Those type of incidents right there, Chris, are just ego hits. Because he didn't really hurt the car that much. Did kiss the wall, but not going to affect the car, I wouldn't imagine. But lost a lot of valuable track positions at 81.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Checking in the 10 car, Taylor Butcher Benjamin able to get back out on track. The Butcher is about 7 laps behind everybody.
That's miserable for the 10 car.
It really is.
Not going to be having any fun out here. Just riding around, basically clicking off laps.
Well, you say that, but we're already on caution too. It's lap 17. This track, known to bring out the cautions for the Blazing Pedals, there's nothing saying that if he can keep his connection stable, he couldn't be a part of the finish here at the end of it.
Right. That is right. Last season had 20 cautions, so that's very much unlike the drivers here on a Sunday night Blazing Pedals. Martinsville has been a nemesis track for this league. Can they break that tonight? Like you mentioned, we're 2 cautions in by lap 17.
Austin Edstrom has been able to hold control here from that inside line. Chris Carroll going to be battling him on the outside when we go back green. Derek Paulson, Dalton Coe, row number 2. And row 3 is going to be Perkins and Brian Dees. So we've had some changes already here in the top 10. Dalton Kilrow up 4. Brian Dees up 3. Jamie Walker up 5. Rick Thompson up 5. Mike Hamlin up 8 positions.
Don't look now, but the 11 car, he's coming. He's dodged both wrecks, so he's making his way forward. As what a sweet looking car leading this field around. That 87 with the moon, the earth, the sun. MF Race Designs really put him one together with that 87.
Yeah, you got to believe Austin Edstrom, one of the guys on the short list of people that are deserving of a win here so far and just haven't picked it up. But it could happen this season. He's been on a roll here the first couple of races, and so far here at Martinsville looking pretty good. Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back under the green flag.
As they re-rack them, restack them. Lights are off on the pace car. Pace car's in this time by.
Getting ready for that restart. The outside row lagging behind just a little bit, trying to keep an eye on the race leader. When does he go? He goes now. Or now. Or now. Green flag is out. Edstrom on the inside, trying to keep Carroll at bay. Carroll on the outside, just trying to keep pace. Chris Carroll hard on the brakes. You could see the front end sliding just a little bit. That's going to give Dalton Kilrow a chance. Kilrow had a chance to get to the inside. Didn't happen. Chris Carroll moves down. On the outside, Brian Dees now on the outside of the 33. That's John Perkins. Perkins trying to hold on to it. As the 17 has himself a little run there for a second. A little bit further back in the field, you see the 14, the 89. Oh, heck, you see them all. I believe the 17 car may have touched the wall just a little bit. Brian Dees. Oh, we got one going around.
Caution on the speedway, and we also got a new race leader during all of that.
Yeah, we did. Dave Seats was the car we saw go around. Kyle Wellman Also facing the wrong way on track. So a couple of cars involved with that one. Let's go back and see if we can figure out what happened. I'm going to back it up
Looked
just
like
a little
an
bit.
issue shifting with Dave Seats' machine, and then the wild man wouldn't let you watch it, but Dave Seats' car reacted really weird in the center of the corner there.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. You could tell exactly when he downshifted because the rear end of that car just came out. That means he didn't whoa down enough, right? He didn't have enough speed taken off from when he downshifted it, revved up high, and that motor did a little engine brake. And around he went.
Got really lucky not to blow that piece right there, blow that motor up, downshifting that way.
And you're right. We've got ourselves a new race leader. Chris Carroll, Dalton Kilroe is in second. Derek Paulson, John Perkins. What happened to Edstrom?
Edstrom's on pit road right now, and I'm not exactly sure why.
Well, he's off now. Edstrom was in his stall for 14.9 seconds. These guys have should be plenty of fuel to make it to the first stage caution, especially with all the caution flags we've had.
Absolutely. They could make the stage, they could almost make the second stage with the fuel they started on. And 87 actually took 4 tires there, Chris.
Okay, maybe he had something going on that he didn't like. Let's take a look at the stages. They're on the bottom of the screen. Lap 78, lap 156, and then we run to lap 300 here at the paperclip. Chris Carroll leading the way. The 42, I believe, is with 1 lap to go. We'll go around the pace car, rejoin the tail end of the field.
So, Chris, we know Martinsville. It's a tough track to get around. It's a momentum-based track. So, if you're one of these drivers here to go out here and do 5, 6, 7, 8 laps and then a caution, never really allows these drivers the chance to even feel what the car has and get into that momentum that you need on a track like Martinsville.
Oh, that's right. And the problem with a momentum track is once you get yourself out of sync, it's hard to find it again. Can take several laps. And these cautions don't really help. Chris Carroll now has control of the field. And green flag is out. So far tonight, the trend is to really wait until the end of the restart zone, it seems.
Absolutely. Look at the launch tonight. I got it's so much real estate in between him and Dalton Kilroe. But Kilroe's charging back, got back down to the low side there. 1 and 2, they were single file.
Another one going around. Another one going around. We're under caution.
Another yellow on the speedway. And it's not really telling me who it was either.
Potential for Jason Bauer. Yeah. Again, just real light damage to the front end. I believe what we're going to see is another self-spin. That's my guess. Let's go back, take a peek. Let's try that again. We're watching the black and orange number 9. As he comes out of the corner and around he goes just like that.
Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. That's the 3rd self-spin we've seen thus far, right?
No, you're absolutely right. Very, very early on to be having this kind of caution-laden mess. We're going to call it a mess. I know that they'll get straightened out. It's just a matter of time.
As don't look now, but Taylor the Butcher Benjamin just got a lap back right there. He's on the road, Chris.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we see him. He's going to the outside. He's working around Chris Carroll right now. The Butcher, he may not be done with this. Yeah, it stinks that he had to get disconnected, but he got himself back in, and yeah, probably for most of the race, he's not going to be a real huge factor, but I look for him to be in this one before the end of it.
And you know we got stage cautions coming as well, right? If nobody else goes a lap down between now and then.
Oh yeah, right now these quick cautions are TBB's best friend right now, which is really fun to say. I mean, it's the truth though. If he could get like 2-3 more, just kind of 1, 2, 3, boy, he'd be back in this thing in a heartbeat. I don't know, Michael. I think they're going to have a couple of pretty good runs here, but certainly getting this car going and going with 23 drivers out there, it's going to take these guys a minute. They got a lot that they're trying to figure out. Braking points are completely different than what they're used to. The turn-in points are completely different than what they're used to. And the horsepower, of course, also different from what they're used to. But they'll figure it out. I have no doubt about it. And they'll put something together for us to make it an entertaining show. This time by, pace car lights should go off, and we'll be getting ready to go back under the green. Stacking them in 2 by 2. Less than a half a mile before we hit the green flag one more time.
We have not saw whoever's been on the outside lane get a great launch really on that front row. I look for that to change here. Dalton Carroll is normally on the money when it comes to these restarts. Fields in the hands of Chris Carroll here if they come into the Geico restart zone.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go. Green flag is out, and Carroll with a really good start that time. The 41 able to go right down to the inside lane in front of teammate, the 6 of Derek Paulson.
As Jamie Walker's made his way up to 4th. As he's definitely getting it figured out, that number 88 Oreo machine.
Yeah, right behind him, RT76 making a run. Both of those drivers up 8 spots. John Perkins is doing a pretty good job of not losing too much on the outside, then finding a hole. Behind him, though, Brian Dees and Mike Hamlin battling it out. That's for position 7. Hamlin on the outside, Dees on the inside. We're under caution. Oh, boy. I'm going to say a name.
Yep, I've already saw it.
Mark Arthur and Austin Edstrom involved in that caution. Arthur is already caught back up. He's behind Terry Foster, who started this race about 4 laps ago. So Terry Foster is out there, just a little bit on the late side. Let's go back, see what happened. Oh, this one started way in front of Mark. Hard on the binders. Okay. Now that we know, the 63 got into the wall, and that is what got Austin Edstrom. Edstrom just didn't have any place to go. You can't just turn the wheel left and hope. And Austin did an actually decent job there. Mitigated as much of the damage as he could. And guess who's going to be getting another lap back?
TBB, he's loving these quick yellows. He is loving them. Secretly, I might be rooting for him to get back on the lead lap. I don't want him to do it just because it's a lot of yellows, but, I mean, naturally, that's the only way you can do it, right? But it would be cool to see the 10 get back in contention here.
Yeah, absolutely.
As man, oh man, Chris, a lot of chatter going on right now too. I mean, there's a lot of clips that could hit race chatter this week. Drivers are stressed out here at the paperclip.
Yeah, I think we could probably just throw the whole race on and just, you know, do it that way. That's the kind of race that this is going to be, I think. Stephen T out in chat going, TBB has the strategy masterclass going, and he just might.
As 12 car extended stay on pit road. I believe he just lost a lap to the field there, Chris.
Yeah, he did have some damage. I mean, he punted in hard. Keep in mind, too, that he just doesn't like the car. But I think the other side of it is Mark knows, just like we've been saying, there's going to be plenty of cautions. So if you're only down a lap, what's that? That's nothing.
I think you're right. Just go ahead and get the damage fixed and hope to stay out of the rest of them and maybe get back on the lead lap here quick.
Yeah, so Mark Arthur now going to be the first car, 1 lap down. TBB, second lap, a couple of laps, or second car, a couple of laps down. I want to say thank you to Terry Foster, who joined this late race, really late, but here he is nonetheless, getting ready, and he's out there racing.
He has a word for it. What's the word, Chris?
The word is loyalty. As we get ready to go, green flag racing, Chris Carroll hard on the gas. Here we go again. And again, Kilroe able to take the inside away from his MFRD partner, Derek Paulson, but now Jamie Walker extends himself into the third position, up 9 since the drop of the green flag. A little bit of a hornet's nest back here. And they are starting to straighten it out. Oh, Brian D's going for a little ride.
Yellow on the speedway.
So Brian D's, he got himself a little excitement. Man, you couldn't put a piece of paper between his car and the front stretch, and then just kind of loses it. Able to keep, I'm kind of surprised a little bit at that caution. That was a very quick flag. Believe this is caution 5. Let's take a peek. It's caution 6. Oh boy.
Another self-spin, Chris. These cars tonight, I mean, this proves it, right? These cars are on that ragged edge.
Yeah.
And it's still early, right? These guys they're pushing, but they're not pushing really hard right now. It's still early.
Yeah, that's perhaps the worst part of it all is you're right. They're not pushing hard right now. What the heck is going to happen when they do? Next time by, we're going to be working at lap number 50, 28 laps away from the first stage caution, the first scheduled caution of the night. Of course, we've blown that out of the water already. I'm willing to bet that a lot of these drivers won't be voting for this car for some time to come.
It's hard to tell because it has been, like you mentioned, 3 different style tracks, right? Between Martinsville, Atlanta, Talladega, heck, Bristol next week. I think these cars are going to shine at the mile-and-a-half tracks. I think the guys will start to come in tune with them and start to learn them as the season progresses on.
Yeah, we have a little ways to go before you get there. As you mentioned, next week, live right here on True Sim Productions, the Blazing Pedals take on the last Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway, and that is going to be an interesting race. Pace car lights are off. We are filtered in 2 by 2. We get ready to go back to the green flag. Mark Arthur back on the lead lap. And I see TBB on pit road. Don't know if he had a disconnect or what. That's not what he wants. Green flag is out.
Ooh, terrible start for the 41. Dalton Carroll on the high side there. It's going to allow Jamie Walker, 88, to fill the gap. Jamie's looking to take away second place away from Dalton Carroll.
Jamie Walker in a position he knows all too well here at Martinsville. He's running second, RT76, hard on the brakes. That left tire just about stopped as there was no weight on that thing. You could see the brake action happening on that left front tire. He's back under control now. And Jamie Walker just has one car in front of him to try and sniff out the race lead here. It's the 99 of Chris Carroll. Top 3, Chris Carroll, Jamie Walker, Dalton Kilrow. Then it's RT76. Rick Thompson in the 4th spot. Derek Paulson in 5th. Mike Hamlin up 12 spots into the 6th spot. Chris Berg, last week's winner, in 7th spot, also up 12 spots. In 8th, it's Alex Harris, and rounding out the 9th and 10th spot, it's Larry Bell and John Perkins. That's the top 10 as they run right now. And some of these drivers have really been a little bit more aggressive than I thought they were going to be, and they are making up a lot of ground because of it. How about Mike Hamlin as an example? Jamie Walker as another example. Chris Berg. All those drivers up double digits from the start of the race.
And all those guys you mentioned all have clean noses, and that's a product of it. You miss the wrecks, you can move forward at a track like Martinsville.
Checking in on the 12 car who just got his lap back. Car is all fixed up, and now he's just going to have to ride, I think. Ooh, we had some smoke coming from behind him. We're under caution.
66 of Chris Berg was facing the outside wall. Not sure what got him there.
Yeah, Berg has got to keep himself on the binders a little bit better when he knows there's traffic coming, but there it is. Everybody works their way through. Caution once again flying. Let's go back and take a peek. See what happened to the 66. I feel bad, Tanner, because I was just talking about him, but that's kind of our job, right?
It is.
So he goes across the start-finish line into 1 and 2 and just loses it. I mean, that car stepped out like it was mean, evil, loose. And I don't know. Maybe it is. Yeah, absolutely, Steve. And look, we've seen that a couple of times tonight, and I agree. That's exactly what it was. It happened so quick. TBB goes around the pace car once again, getting another lap back. Would you believe me if I told you that at one point TBB was 8 laps down, now only 3?
He's getting closer and closer. He's listening to the chat. That's what they're talking about as well. Pretty miraculous.
$60 laps done. 18 to go before our next scheduled caution flag. And yeah, if we're looking to try and take over This is not a record that we want to beat, though. I don't
The
even want to
record's
say.
28.
Yeah,
The
we don't
record
want to
is
beat
28. I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Chris. You said, well, we got 18 laps to the stage break, or give or take a few.
that. Yeah.
Are we going green to the stage? I'm gonna say yes, we are.
I'm gonna say the way they're driving right now, no.
And keep in mind also, there has not been an actual natural stage caution yet. We've wrecked on the stage caution each time so far this
Yeah,
season.
that's true.
I think Martinsville, you would not think they break that trend, but I think they're going to break the trend. I think we're going to the stage caution here. And that may be exactly what Jamie Walker needs, because he is up from the 12th place spot, and now he's going to be starting outside road number 1 with Chris Carroll starting to his inside.
Barry Elvis out there in chat also saying, yeah, too much rear brake, and that's certainly a possibility. There's a bunch of things that are happening here tonight. Drivers getting used to this car on a short track for the first time this season. Really, this is the start of the season. I don't count the 2 super speedways because those are more luck than anything. This is actually a racetrack, and we're gonna figure out who's got it. Chris Carroll on the inside, Jamie Walker to the outside, Dalton Killer, Rick Thompson, row 2. And Chris Carroll, oh man, he caught everybody sleeping. He caught them all sleeping. He gone.
It was a hell of a jump out of the 99. It actually was such a good jump, it allowed the 88 just to get back down to the low line, not even know how to fight with Dalton Kiro there. Top 3 is single filed out.
Lap 63, now 64 of 300. First stage break, I believe. It's lap 78. We check it. It's true.
Also heard from our producer, 26 is the record caution, by the way.
26. Oh boy.
Yeah. Yellow's back out on the speedway. I think it was somebody up to the front I caught out of the corner of my eye.
Oh, you're not going to like this one, Tanner. I'm going to call it, though. RT76 facing the wrong way on track. Gets it spun around, and we are under caution one more time, so my intuition was correct. Let's see what happened. I did it again. Oh, he's just all kinds of loose. Oh! Oh, no! The 11 tagged into him hard.
Really hard, really hard.
That's my pick. Oh no. I gotta go up to the 11 and take a look. Right front, a little bit messed up. Short track racing, half a mile track, drafting, not an issue. I think he's okay.
As long as the steering components are all straight, and they look like they should be, I think the 11 is going to be just fine. But that was a pretty hard lick for Martinsville.
Yeah, it really was.
And I believe now TBB is only going to be 2 laps down if my math is correct after this caution period.
Yeah, he goes around.
He might make up 7 laps before the first stage here, Chris.
Yeah.
Wow.
I told you, it's those, all of these very quick caution flags are just working in his favor. The question's going to be, when he doesn't have to make up any laps, will he be able to work his way forward? Because we haven't had to see that yet. We don't know. We know he gets around here pretty good under caution. He passes everybody.
He does. He does indeed. That was a good one. That gave me a good laugh right there.
So RT76, Rick Thompson, the last one bit by the bug, and he is still on pit road. He's coming off now.
Hearing from Race Control, he actually has a black flag for something on pit road. Trying to decipher what it's for, but it's kind of hard to tell. He's not happy though. Martinsville. It's all about the tempers, man. It really is. Tough track car combo. You're seeing some of the best guys on the sim spin by themselves out here tonight. Just very, very, very tough track car combo.
Yeah, even Chris Carroll early on had a little bit of an issue that luckily he was able to bounce back from pretty quickly, and now finds himself the race leader here as the cars start to line them up again. We're going to retake it at lap 71. Can they make 7 laps?
I don't know. That intensity dial, it's about to dial up some. Top 10 drivers get stage points, and I promise you they've already proven how valuable they are this season, how hard they'll race for them. I don't know, Chris. I'm expecting the unexpected, though.
That's all you can do here at the paperclip as the 99 hits the button. We gone. Green flag one more time. Jamie Walker falls right back to the inside, just like the previous restart. Remember, the caution will come out at the end of lap number 78, not the beginning. At the end of lap number 78, this first scheduled caution here tonight, not like we already haven't had a ton. Oh, another car into the wall. Another car into the wall, and it was a hard lick, but so far we're still under the green. I did not see who it was.
I did not either, but
maybe Rick Thompson. Possibly
Rick Thompson. Black flag, 30-second hold here.
Ouch, that hurts. Okay, so it wasn't Rick. I'm not sure who it was. It was a heck of a hit into the wall, though. I definitely saw it. All right, Chris Carroll up top still being chased down by Jamie Walker. Lap starting to wind down here for stage number 1. Chris Carroll being very careful to keep that car as low as it'll go. That's the preferred line here for these cars. Go back to the 10th spot. Now caution comes out.
So the trend continues for the stage cautions.
Mike Massengill, Dave Seats being shown as the 2 drivers that were potentially a part of it. We'll go back. We're watching the 20 car.
I want you to watch the 14th bumper as it goes across the track.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I see it. I think... Oh, boy. I mean, Seats' bumper was getting ready to come off. Was he down on speed?
It's hard to tell.
I mean, I will tell you that that's not like Massengill. I gotta believe that the 14 may have been down on speed. Wow. Well, I guess it's a good time to talk about it, guys. If you get a damaged car and you need a new paint job, let's make sure you check out Michael Falk Racing Designs on Facebook. After the bodywork's done, a fresh coat of paint will go on. And he does fine work. Really good work. We're working the last bit of lap number 78. So the stage caution is already out. Chris Carroll, Jamie Walker, Dalton Kilroe, Alex Harris, Mike Hamlin, John Perkins, Larry Bell, Derek Paulson, Dustin Ping, Austin Edstrom in the 87, all picking up some very important stage points.
Not a lot of takers down pit road there. I guess these guys wanted their stage points, and I guess they're probably expecting another quick yellow pretty quick.
Yeah, I would probably stay out at this point. I mean, shoot, what have we used? Half the fuel? I mean,
if that, right? If
right,
that.
right. Let's take a peek and take a look. Oh my gosh, we're at 9 cautions already. It's gonna break my ticker as we line them up 2 by 2, getting ready to go back short track racing here on True Sim Productions, courtesy of Blazing Pedals, the Next Gen series. Chris Carroll leads the way again to the start-finish zone, or line rather, and he hits it. We gone. Dalton Kilroy with a little bit better start that time. Gonna try and keep Jamie Walker up high. So far, so good for the 41. Not gonna be able to hold on to it though, so falls in line. Larry Bell hanging on the outside as Mike Hamlin able to get past him. Now the 33 of John Perkins works the inside. Bell touches the outside wall.
For those that seen the power ranking post, Larry Bell currently in the top 10 for power rankings, but was going backwards on a restart. Now he's slotted back down low. Got Ping and 81 behind him as he looks to be eyes forward again now.
And Austin Edstrom starting to make his way back into the top 10. Edstrom, who was doing very good at the start of this race, ran into some problems, had to restart towards the end of the field. Now back up in the 10th spot, Austin Edstrom on fire. And really made the 17 maybe pucker just a little bit as he edged his way into position on the inside line.
I was wondering if you saw that or not. Absolutely a little Parker factor out of the 17, but got the car woed up, and that's going to allow all three of the MFRD guys, nose to tail, to maybe work together and try to start climbing back up towards the front.
Ordinarily, I would say that's awesome to have your teammates 1, 2, 3 like this. Tonight may not pan out quite that well.
Edstrom looks to be a little faster than the 6, but just not able to make a pass. This is what you got to do here at Martinsville. You got to fill that mirror up of the car in front of you and just hope eventually they make a mistake.
Now watching the 89, Philip Van Vliet. He's making a run trying to get to the back of the 3 cars from MFRD. The teenage driver, the lone Dutchman, Philip Van Vliet, in the 12th spot. And he is making some separation between himself and Mark Arthur. Arthur is still just having a ton of problems trying to figure out this car.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Van Vliet currently has the banner for TNA if it was to end the way they run right now. So good night for the 89 thus far.
Yeah, after Amanda won last week and Corey the week before, the 89 looking for his turn.
Well, the lone Dutchman said it was his turn.
Just quickly checking up top, 1, 2, 3 spaced out. They've got about 2.5 or so car lengths between each. So don't expect too many changes there. Then it's another pretty good stretch back to Alex Harris. Mike Hamlin has made his way up to 5th spot.
If we get another yellow, I'd like to interview one of these guys running in the top 5. I'm curious to see what the tires are feeling like now, because there has been a lot of caution laps, but we just took lap number 91, so I think the hot and cold cycles that the cautions are causing is have to be playing an effect on these tires here. I'm starting to see a lot more slipping and sliding.
Yeah, what I think is kind of amazing is we're actually into a green flag run right now. I mean, legit green flag run, finally. Amanda Sherman goes down 1 lap. She's the first car a lap down.
And now that's a product of the green flag laps, right? Our leaders will be catching the tail end of the field really quick on this half-mile track.
Dalton Killow right now all over the back bumper of Jamie Walker. So this battle for 2nd spot as Dalton Kilroy made up the little bit of difference that was there, and he is right on the back bumper of the 88.
He was showing the nose of the 88 right there, trying to force Jamie Walker into thinking the 41 was going to dive it in there, but Jamie, a veteran, he knew better. He just ran his line and kept the position. But yes, sir, the 41 is right there on the back bumper of the Oreo machine, as I believe the 88 cannot fight him off much longer.
Yeah, I don't think... Look, right now there's nothing to do, right? There's no reason to fight. Second position doesn't mean a thing right now. Jamie Walker, like you said, a veteran, just going to let him go on by.
You know, truth be told, Chris, second spot might be a detriment. If you're starting on the outside lane, whoever's in third, they're starting right behind our race leader.
That's absolutely true, yeah. So Walker now sits in the third spot. Alex Harris. For lack of a better term, I think he just let Mike Hamlin go on by. He dropped down to the bottom side of the track, and Hamlin just shot by. Hamlin currently sits in the fourth position.
Another yellow out.
And caution once again. This one being shown on the 3 car, Corey Sherman. Let's go back and take a peek and see what happened with the TNA driver.
Ooh, got a little help from the RT-76 machine, I believe.
Yeah, Corey was looking to try and rejoin that line. May have come down into RT-76, but you know, it's all love right there. You know, Corey, if he's going to get wrecked, he wants to be wrecked by Rick Thompson.
Absolutely. Between Rick Thompson and Derek Paulson, one of the two.
One of the two, absolutely.
But I definitely think the 3 car did. He was trying to come down low and get that low line advantage back, but RT-76, he wanted that low line advantage, and you saw 2 cars go for the same real estate.
Yeah, and now we have a little bit of action on pit road. Looks like from about 14th position back, including Jamie Walker. Walker getting... letting go of that third place running position to come down pit road.
Interesting. I would understand from about 10th on back, but I'm shocked to see Jamie Walker head down pit road here, but we know he's smart. So he's cooking up something there in that number 88.
Well, look, you got enough tires. At this point, we've already run a third of the race. You've got plenty of tire. Why not try something a little bit different?
Right.
And if he felt at all like the handling was starting to go away, you know you have a set of tires that you could put on and not hurt anything, I would.
Chris Carroll, Dalton Kilroy, Mike Hamlin elect to stay out on track. It's brought Alex T. Harris up 10 spots, but currently our biggest mover of the night is your pick, the 11 car, Mike Hamlin, up 15 spots. So from 1st through 7th, Chris Carroll, Dalton Kilroy, Mike Hamlin, Alex C. Harris, John Perkins, Larry Bell, and Brian Dees. Those are the 7 cars that have elected not to go down pit road yet tonight. From 8th on back, they've all seen service at least once.
And now we're going to see if new tires makes a huge difference here or not. Is it really just track position that you need to take care of? That's kind of one of the things that maybe like a guy like Jamie Walker wants to try and figure out right now as well. Maybe that was part of him coming down just to check on the tire situation versus old tires.
Absolutely. He's going to have Dave Seats, Kyle Wellman, and Mark Arthur. They pit on laps 76, 78, and 41. So Mark's on a little bit older tires versus Kyle Wellman and Dave Seats, but about 20 laps fresher tires does Walker have over them guys. So you're definitely going to be able to tell what the fresh tires are going to do in the hands of somebody like the 88 of Jamie Walker.
Stephen T saying tire wear is pretty minimal. We're going to find out. I mean, even if it's minimal, it could be the difference maker. As the 99 retakes the green flag, lap 102 of 300.
We did see some fall off in practice. It was about 0.3, so not a big difference between fresh tires and old tires in practice, but we're racing now, so that all changes. But Chris Carroll did get the launch he needs. 41 and 11 did as well. Top 3 just got a little bit of space between them, and they're just riding, clicking laps off.
Kyle Wellman finds himself inside the top 10, and Jamie Walker is right behind him. We're under caution once again. I think I'm going to hate saying this, but it looks like Corey Sherman may have been involved in this one as well. Let's see what's going on with the 3 car. Three takes it down low. Austin Edstrom to the outside. Edstrom in the 3, looking like they're dancing. Edstrom may have gotten the worst of that one, but those 2 cars making contact. Let's go back.
Looks like a miscommunication. Looks like maybe Corey Sherman in the 3 thought the 87 was going to float out to the wall more than what he did.
Yeah, it's about to happen right in here. You see the 3, he's pretty well holding his lane. Right in the middle of the corner coming out now. And yeah, it's tough. Racing incident and move on, boys. Racing incident and move on.
Well, you know, we do have race control, right? Watching, eyes on the sky, and I stand corrected. It looks like it was on the 87 that time. So Corey did indeed hold its line like you thought.
All right, so bad news for the 87, as that one's going to go against him. I think it's a matter of like 2 or 3 positions, so it's not like it's a huge loss. Up top, though, Chris Carroll is really putting the dominance factor into this race as he has led. I gotta say, he's led the most laps so far, without anything to tell me so far if it's true or not. I'm thinking it's true.
I would bet the farm that he's led every lap, or most of the laps, sorry.
Dalton Kilroe, Mike Hamlin, 2 and 3. Alex Harris, John Perkins round out the top 5. Then it's Brian Dees, Kyle Wellman, Jamie Walker, Larry Bell, and Mark Arthur. Arthur has made his way into the top 10. The first time since qualifying, and then deciding to start in the back of the field. I wonder if you would take that back, kind of knowing how this race has gone. Caution lights are off on the pace car as we get ready to roll here once again under full steam. Great line of cars. I love it. Waiting for Chris Carroll as he has control of the field. Green flag is out. Chris Carroll leads the way. Dalton Kilroe battling for second spot with Mike Hamlin. Hamlin had the inside, couldn't make the pass. So Kilroe gonna have that second spot. It's a 2x2 battle now for the 4th spot between John Perkins and Alex Harris. Harris in the 13, Perkins on the inside. He's gonna take control. The 13 looking for a place down low. Can he get there? He does. As Brian Dees may have let him in on the inside. The 88, Jamie Walker getting the pass on Kyle Wellman. fresh tires on that 88 machine. We're going to find out if it really does make a difference. Larry Bell in the 9th spot. A little bit of a gap between himself and Mark Arthur, but boy, does he push up there. Oh, big time push out of the 4 car. And Mark Arthur not able to capitalize on it that time by. Mark has about 0.7 of a second before he can catch the back bumper of Larry Bell. Colin Kilroe trying to get to the rear bumper of Chris Carroll. Inside of Kilroe's car, you get a chance to see how smooth he really can be. Great view from the cockpit of Dalton Kilroe's machine.
As Chris, I'm back. I had to step away for just a moment, but I come back and still running how they was when I left. But it looks like Dalton Kilroe and the 99 Chris Carroll, they have broken away from the pack a little bit.
Yeah, they have. They got about a second over third place runner Mike Hamlin. And honestly, Kilroe and Chris Carroll are running almost identical lines, so it's tough to gain anything for Dalton Kilroe right now on Chris Carroll.
Identical lines, and their times are almost identical. So they're matching each other's pace lap after lap right here. But we know from past seasons, right? Both of them guys always championship contenders, maybe even be favorites going into every year, right? So it's only fitting they're doing battle at a track like Martinsville here. A very tough technical track, and they're currently running 1-2.
Now, last time by for Chris Carroll, a 19.38. 19.38. Last time by for Kilroe was a 19.36. So, and it just bounced back in Carroll's favor a little bit. Oh, Jamie Walker goes around. Just happened to click on him and able to keep it off the barrels, but we are under caution. Oh, Jamie.
Oh, fell asleep at the wheel there for a second. But in his defense, at a track like Martinsville, you have to get turned around as quick as you can, because look at that pace car. That pace car goes by Jamie, he's a lap down there. That could have been really ugly right there, Chris.
All right, let's see what happened with Jamie Walker. Because this, I will tell you, you don't see it very often. Got into that corner really hot. And around he goes. Just come short of those barrels.
It looked like another shifting issue right there. Looked like he tried to get the car to go into fourth just from right on his cockpit, but the RPMs, they just spike on him, and around she goes.
So for the first time in a long time, we are under caution. TBB gets a lap back.
Is TBB on the lead lap now? I think he is.
He just did it.
My goodness. Well, Chris, that tells you right there, if you're ever behind in a race, it's never over. Stick it out, because you never know what can happen. TBB back on the lead lap after being down 7 laps.
You just gotta fight, and you gotta appreciate the fight that he is showing here tonight. TBB back on the lead lap. Good stuff, man. I dig that.
That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Folks at home, give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up for TBB right there. Sticking it out. Helps us out a ton here on the channel, and we certainly do appreciate it. As man, that's something you don't see very often. The 88 getting the EOL for a self-spin. I don't know in my 3.5 years if I have seen it, Chris.
No, it's not something that you normally see. And that kind of tells you how tough this car is to drive. My word.
I raced this car on Friday nights, and my one word I can use to describe it, unpredictable. And that is lap in and lap out. You can do the same thing every time and not get the same results.
And to me, that is exactly the opposite of what a race car is supposed to do.
Uncomfortable. So uncomfortable feeling.
Well, a little bit of a green flag run right there. It was getting a little bit exciting between our top two. Now we bunch them back together and see if cautions truly breed cautions, or if we can get ourselves another green flag run. Pace car drops down on the pit road. They round through turns 3 and 4. Back onto the front stretch they go, waiting for the green flag signal. Green flag is out. Chris Carroll gone.
It's deja vu for the 99 and the 41, also able to get down in front of Mike Hamlin. Now, folks, the next stage yellow, I believe it's 176, so they got a little bit under 30 laps or so to go. Oh, no, excuse me, they got like 50 laps to go, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, about,
no,
40...
they did that. It's 156, excuse me, I read it wrong. Stage ends at 156.
156, okay.
Man, oh man, my redneck math is going everywhere then.
A little bit of a battle right now between Larry Bell and Dave Seats. Seats is sitting on the inside in his 14, Bell on the outside in his number 4, and Bell's going to follow spot. Also, makes a little contact with the safer barrier, but no harm, no foul there. Right behind Larry Bell, it's going to be Corey Sherman. He's bouncing back from some adversity. He's made his way back up to 12th spot. Maybe decided it's time to go. Oh, really late on the brakes right there, and you see the car push up.
Big time lockup for the 3. We caught on camera right there.
The 89 right behind Corey Sherman, his teammate from TNA Motorsports. It's Philip Van Vliet, and here comes Mark Arthur in the 12. Arthur's back up to 14th spot. He has been up and down all night long. If he was climbing ladders, his legs would be tired.
Absolutely. I've watched him in the 87, the 12 and 87. They've kind of worked together, slowly but surely, picking off cars one by one. Now, Mark got around the 89 of Van Fleet. Can the 87 do the same? As like he'd have a little bit tougher time, but looking down low now under Phillip, as those two are staying connected as they try to make hay up through the field.
And Austin Edstrom right now, he has got a machine. He is finding ways to get launched off those corners. Pretty cool to watch.
You see the nose of that car just picking up, just hard on the throttle. Ooh, big mistake out of him right there. Locks up the left front as we have a caution on the speedway.
Get out of here. No way. The Oreo machine, the 88 of Jamie Walker.
No way.
And he brings it down and brings it down pit road. What
And he has
happened
left
to
the
Jamie
session, so
Walker?
we said we never haven't seen it much. And it's happened twice. So that's heartbreak for the 88 right there.
And who was right behind him? TBB, able to get around clean. But man, poor Jamie. It was a shifting issue again. And boy, just not what you'll want to see. So we called him the bridesmaid earlier. The bridesmaid no longer on track. I think he may be calling it a night.
Now, Chris, we're taking lap 138. Our top 6 have not went down pit road yet. They have staying out, and they're staying out again. So, interesting call out of these guys. They have, I think, plenty of fuel to make it to the end of this stage. So, just waiting. But we did have a few takers go down pit road right there. Van Fleet elected to go down. So, getting off cycle of everybody else a little bit in the number 89. TBB as well, the MFRD number 10 machine. He's going down pit road, so not a lot of takers. I figured we would have some people pit there and stay out at the end of stage. But there's no reason why I'm in the booth and not on the track.
I like your call. I mean, you got to know eventually these guys are going to come down pit road, and if you're off cycle with them, that gets you track position. We know for sure they're not going all 300 laps.
Right. So you almost just forego your track position now to gain it back later. And just for clarity's sake, 156 is the end of stage number 2. So Chris Carroll looking to bring the broom out for the stage as Dalton Kilrow is going to try to spoil that. Chris Carroll did win stage number 1. That's 20 points if he's able to win stage 1 and 2. So very, very valuable points. But I have a feeling the 41 is going to have something to say about that.
He's going to try, no doubt about that, as we watch the pace car lights shut down here for caution number 13 of the evening. Not quite halfway through this one, so on pace to, well, I don't even want to say it. It's not going to happen. It's going to be fine.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're getting ready to get in the groove here after this next stage yellow.
Pace car drops down on the pit road, and Chris Carroll, Dalton Kilrow, row number 1. Hamlin and Harris, row 2. Perkins and Dees, row 3. As we get ready to roll into the Geico restart zone, Chris Carroll hits the gas pedal. We are back under the green flag. Lap 141 of 300.
Dalton is timing the restarts perfectly. He's able to get down right there behind Chris Carroll each and every restart. It's exactly what he has to do. As like Kyle Wellman is doing battle, I believe, for 5th position. As they were making a little bit of contact.
Now Wellman right now sitting in the 7th position. Brian Dees on his outside. Now Wellman up to the 6th spot.
As Wellman is a 2-time race winner in the BPL series. Both races were quote-unquote super speedway tracks. One was Daytona, the other one was Atlanta.
Oh, big contact!
He's going around.
Oh, man, he and the 17 got together, and we fall under caution again.
The bomb just went off right there between those two drivers. We were watching it live, riding with them.
Oh, man. That is 2 unhappy race car drivers right there. Let's go on back. We see it. I mean, 17 is up high, and I think he might have come down just a little bit. Got into the quarter panel.
There was some net code there as well.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. It's always net code.
Sam would be loving that right now. I think they were going to hit regardless, but there was a little bit of net code. Being on the internet did them no favors right then.
It showed the touch. I don't know.
Oh, you see a touch. So on mine, there's half a foot between them.
I saw a little bit of a touch.
That tells you the internet right there, because we're seeing different aspects of the wreck there.
Guess what? Dalton Kilroe peels himself out of second spot, comes down pit road. So Kilroe may be thinking long term. Dalton Kilroe on pit road long enough to get a set of fresh tires.
So he's looking to forgo the stage points. He's going to probably stay out at the end of this stage and get all that track position back.
Or at some point. I mean, it's going to happen. I would assume it would happen after the stage. I would believe that Chris Carroll, Mike Hamlin, Alex Harris, and John Perkins all need to come in, but maybe not.
I'm expecting them. I mean, but I've been saying that for the last 4 cautions, right? I am expecting them down during the stage break. But yeah, you're right. Top 4. They are the only ones have not went down for service on pit road. How much longer can they go? I heard they can go about 160 laps on fuel. Well, we've had so many cautions now. Take that number up to 200, 215 probably.
Yeah.
So I don't believe they're going to pit for fuel, although they're going to take it. I think they're going to pit for those 4 Mr. Feelgoods. As we have actually not even eclipsed halfway yet here, Mr. Chris.
Yeah, we still have a lap after we take this green. But end of stage number 2 is getting pretty darn close.
Now Mike Hamlin, he's been the man inside row number 2. He's not now. He started outside and he's spun the tires. That's going to allow Alex Harris to take over P2. It's like the Mariella number 6 is starting to make some headway up to the front. Nope, Mike Hamlin gets in front of him.
Watch out for Larry Bell in the 4 car, kind of out of nowhere, working that inside line now against John Perkins. Perkins hard into the wall.
Pounded the wall a ton there, Chris. That could be some damage.
Big time pancake on the wall for John Perkins. We go under caution.
As I believe that may have stacked up the field behind. As big time hit for the 33.
It may have involved Austin Edstrom. Let's go back and take a peek and see if the 87 was indeed involved. He's on the outside. Oh, Mark Arthur got a little push. That wound him up, and oh my goodness. Oh, man. Dave Seats also heavily involved in that one. That's a couple of times here tonight for Seats. Mark Arthur, I think for the first time tonight, he had contact and didn't get spun around. Lordy. Austin Edstrom bringing it down pit road. That was a pretty big hit.
15th caution.
Good news, we're over halfway done with the race. Did I mention next week it's Bristol? Live right here on True Sim Productions. The Blazing Pedals Next Gen Series tries to tame the Coliseum.
The last great Coliseum, my favorite track in real life. Been down there so many times for the Bristol night race. It's an atmosphere I can't describe until you just got to go down there and feel it. But man, oh man, I feel like this driver's going to be happy to see Bristol after Martinsville. Get Martinsville out of the way. I think Bristol will be cleaner. But man, oh man, they call it the last great Coliseum for a reason.
Yeah, they do. Driver's still single file. Pace car light still on. Lap 154 of 300. And that second stage break is just around the corner.
I'm curious to see what we do here, what Race Control elects to do as far as the stage caution. We know it's always going to come on the stage lap that it's made, right? 156. But will they go green between now and then? It's what we yet to find out.
It's a one-lap shootout.
It is.
Oh boy. Hang on to your hats. It's about to get wild for one lap of action.
I gotta ask, where the hell did the 13 car come from? Alex C. Harris, quiet night thus far of 13 spots, starting outside row number 1.
Yeah, he's had a really decent night staying clean. And there's the result of it. Green flag is out. One lap shootout for the stage. Chris Carroll rounds through 3 and 4 on the front stretch now. And caution for stage number 2, our stage 2 winner. Chris Carroll, Alex Harris, Mike Hamlin,
Whoa.
Larry Bell, and oh boy, they're getting into it after the caution.
We had a natural stage yellow, but a car was actually around in the backstretch as our leaders were coming through. That was almost dangerous.
We'll pick up where we stopped. Brad Lawson in 6th, Corey Sherman 7th, John Perkins 8th, Dustin Ping 9th, and Mark Arthur picks up, I believe, his first stage bonus point of the season. And he stays out on track.
So your top 4. Finally, Chris Carroll surrendering the race lead. Going down pit road for service here. Look for it to be a 4-tire call for the 99 car on back.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
What happened?
Man. Jason Bauer was catching up to Mark Arthur, and he was hanging out on the outside. And the 89 gave him a little boop.
A little boop, huh? I heard some apologies. That's something you don't expect on a yellow, huh?
Well, here's the thing. I think with all these cautions, the drivers they're not mentally set. And if you're not mentally set, problems like that happen. And I don't care. It can be the best driver in the world. You're going to have problems. If you're not mentally in the game, you get issues like that. And Philip Van Vliet, I'm sure, was apologizing to the 9 of Jason Bauer.
Absolutely. It looked like a real-world crash, right? Maybe look down, turn on the air or something, boom, you're in the back end of a car.
Yeah.
So that's going to allow the 12 car to have the race lead. Jason Bauer's going to be sitting P2. Chris Berg's in 3rd. Dalton, Captain Save Some Fuel. He's in 4th, and Philip Van Vliet is 5th. That looks to be how they're going to restart when we go back green flag racing. I like it. Phillips on pit road. But Mark Arthur finally has gotten the track position he needed. He qualified P6, elected to start from pit road. Did not think the race was going to be too clean, so he started from pit road, kept the 12 car out of damage. He still found some damage, though. Found some carnage early, but has battled back through adversity. He is going to be leading them to the start of this next restart. No more stage yellows. It is strictly on the drivers from this point forward as they are re-racked up. Lights are off on the pace car. Chris had to step away for just a moment, but we will keep the action rolling as lights off on the pace car. Fields in the hands of Mr. Mark Arthur in the number 12. First time all night he's going to lead the train around this half-mile paperclip.
Pace car is down inside, Tanner. Thank you for covering for me. Had to get some water. Mark Arthur bringing him to the Geico restart zone. For the first time this season, Arthur has control of the field. The green flag is out.
What a launch by the 12-9 car. Looked like he may have been not expecting it as he is going backwards. That's going to allow the 66 of Berg to take position number 2 away. And there's a car running in third that does not have a front clip on it. Am I seeing that correctly?
Oh, you sure are, and it's none other than Kyle Wellman, the wild man. No front bumper, no problem. Third spot for the 42.
Only the wild man right there, number 42. Without a front clip, he is leading the modified division. Now, Chris Carroll, number 99, he has led most of the laps up till this point. He pitted, surrendered the race lead. Now he's back in traffic. Let's see what he can do with that number 99.
Patience now, right? We got to start seeing some patience out of these drivers. Let's click off some laps, and let's make a race out of it. It's been a little ugly so far, but I think if we can just click off some laps, we'll be okay.
I'm watching this 12 too, who's currently leading. Mark's going to be a tough one for these guys to get around. Fresh tires, no tires, don't matter. He's a veteran on the sim. He's actually Martinsville. You wouldn't know it. It's one of his favorite tracks. He's always really fast here. He's going to be a tough one to get around. These boys and lady out here, they better pack a lunch.
Yeah, and he is bringing it down low and into the corner, way lower than the 66 of Berg. Berg may have just kind of missed the corner a little bit, and again, he's to the outside. The wild man, Kyle Wellman, works his way to the inside, trying to take over second. He does at the line.
As caution's out on the speedway, as I believe that's going to allow the 42 to take over P2. I'm not sure, as the 66 actually just passed him. We shall see.
Brad Lawson in the 63 was facing the wrong way on track. Let's go back and take a peek and see what happened to Brad. I'll tell you right now, it looks like it's probably a self-spin.
It is indeed. It looks like another shifting deal going from third to fourth. Knocks the tires off. That's the second incident for the 63 coming out of turn 4 here tonight. And actually picked up some pretty good damage on the front of that car, I do believe.
Oh, well, yeah, you're not wrong, Tanner. It's sparking going down the track. The front bumper is hanging off. A little duct tape or just take it off. One or the other. Brad Lawson needs to come down pit road and get that service, I would think.
The Wildman proved you don't have to have a front clip. It can still be fast. Now, the downforce for the 42 is probably not there, but he's still bad fast without the front nose. So 63 may need to take some notes from the 42.
Yeah. Down pressure, not such a big deal here on a short track. You're not gonna feel it too much. And if you're a wild man, you may not care.
Oh, the Wildman's loving it right now. I'm sure he has Discord teammates all around him. I'm sure somebody's told him, Kyle, you don't have a front clip, and he is probably loving it right now.
Even better, he's listening in. You know he's listening to the stream as we are live right here on True Sim Productions. And, yeah, pretty amazing.
If he is listening, if he's not, I know he'll watch us back. The car's almost as ugly as he is, so we'll leave that in there for him.
Michael Fox says, I see a Ty Morosco on track. Yes, you do. Race 1 winner this season at Daytona, Ty Morosco, has got A whole 14 laps completed in that number 1. And look at that paint job, man. That's pretty sweet.
That's a really good looking paint scheme right there. I forgot he did not start the event, did he?
No. Oh, gosh,
I remember that now. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not going to get his laps back. All of them, at least.
Yeah, I'm
not
pretty
much
much
of a
right
limb to
there
go
with
out
you.
on, but I promise you, he's not going to get all his laps back. So kudos to Ty for sticking it out. He saw Taylor do it. He said he wanted to try it, I guess.
I mean, technically speaking, there's enough laps for him to get all of his laps back. But I don't want to hang around for that many cautions.
I don't think we'll be live. If he does get back on the lead lap, we will not be live to call it. I have a feeling.
No. Base car drops down onto pit road, and the 12 of Mark Arthur picks up the field one more time. Look at Chris Berg. Hang back. Now he's trying to get there. Watch that outside lane. It may have an issue, a little stack up, but no. It goes off clean.
For those that don't know, that outside guy on these restarts, he has a box that's blinking at him the entire time, telling him don't speed. So that's why you see sometimes the guy in second place on the outside, he hangs back on the restart a little bit because he's afraid to get a black flag.
Berg coming out of turn 4 that time, may have scraped the wall. It was really close. And here comes the wild man, Kyle Wellman, working the inside of Chris Berg.
Applying pressure to the race leader, Mark Arthur, as well, as Mark has to see that car in his mirror and be wondering the same questions we're wondering. How in the heck is he doing it? But the wild man, he is doing it as he's actually looking down low on our race leader.
Kyle Wellman gives a little push to our race leader, Mark Arthur. And that may have woed his progress up just a little bit, but Wellman letting it all hang. Why not?
Got to be careful, though. You don't have a bumper to protect the radiator and the motor. You're basically bumping with the radiator bar right there. So got to be careful with 42.
Berg went way up high. That allowed the 99. Oh, the 42 goes around. I told you he was listening. He got cocky, and around he went.
Was that we got guys backing up in the back of the pack into the field as Bauer just got obliterated, I believe, by Paulson. Man, oh man.
It's all kinds of ugly. We saw the live on Kyle Wellman. Let's go back to Paulson and see if we can find something that happened to him. Oh, Paulson. Little self-spin action.
2 self-spins right there between Wellman and Paulson.
Oh, guys. This is becoming a trend here, backing out on track.
Was it as bad as what I saw out of the corner of my eye? I'm watching it now.
Yeah.
Was it bad?
Yeah.
Did Bauer hit him, actually? I couldn't really tell.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It was one of them. Oh, yeah, that wasn't good. Wasn't good. Oh, Ty Morosco got a piece of it as well. Ty Morosco was 35 seconds behind the wreck and still got a piece of it right there. So tough break for the one car.
Yeah. 35 seconds and 121 laps, and he still got a piece of it.
As race control is actually talking about the 2 self-spins at the exact same time, almost as if they hit oil or something out there. That was wild.
Well, we know that's not implemented in the sim right now, so
right.
2 times at the same time, drivers having the same issue. Too bad for the 42 of Wellman. I mean, shoot, he was looking like a second place runner there for a little bit.
USA Firearms in the chat. Brian Zimmerman said whenever he was watching Wellman bump our race leader Mark Arthur, well, we don't have to wonder if Wellman will give him the bumper as he doesn't have one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Connie out in chat saying looking good, Mark. Lori saying come on, Mark, now that you are up there, let's win this thing. So as always, got fans in the stands. And Lori also said, Tanner, I used to go to the August Bristol night race every year. I've been a total of 11 times. I went Lori back when it was the hardest ticket to get, and then now, I mean, it's pretty easy to get a ticket.
I think the pace car has a shot at winning tonight.
I think it's going to be the cleanest car when we're all said and done.
I think it's led the most laps.
That's brutal.
Mark Arthur up top here right now. Chris Carroll going to be restarting to his outside. Row number 2. Alex Harris and Chris Berg. Row 3. Larry Bell and Mike Hamlin. Hamlin on the inside. Bell on the outside.
I'm watching
John
the 12 and
Perkins.
99 with the history they have between each other. I know they're friendly, or they say they are, but we know there's history there. I'm watching this battle.
Here we go. Green flag waves. The 12 kicks it out. He gone. And the 99 on the outside gonna let it roll. They go side by side. And Mark Arthur holding on to it. Going into 3 and 4. The 99 continues to roll.
What a move out of the 99 there. Driving it off a cliff.
We have not seen that all night long, and the 99 on the outside has stuck the nose out top now. Had to hit the brakes just a little bit, scrub some speed. And the 12 car still looking to the inside. But right now, Chris Carroll on the outside. Lado kick sideways, got loose.
What a save though out of the 99. That could have been calamity for a lot of guys. As these two got into it with each other last week at Atlanta, Mark actually spun the 99. See if the 99 remembers that. Applying pressure to the 12. This is a rivalry right here, folks. Two hard-headed, good drivers right here battling it out around this half-mile paperclip.
Mark Arthur locking up the brakes 2 times in a row. Now Carroll gets around. Oh, no, the 13 goes around. Alex Harris.
Just when it was heating up right there.
A lot of pressure, a lot of things happening all around him, and Alex Harris suffers the consequences. And the yellow flag waves again.
Oh, so I've actually went back and watched this. It looks like the 11 may have gave the 13 a shot on corner entry. 13 was okay for a little bit. Gassed it up and we went down by around Chevette.
No shot that I saw.
No shot? Okay.
I did see that the 13 locked his tires for a second, was able to keep rolling, and then let's go back. We'll show it one more time.
Maybe just got on the throttle too hard, trying to make sure the 11 can't get to him.
That might be exactly what happened. Definitely no shot. And then he comes out of the corner. I think he got on the throttle a little too hard, and around he went. That was a self spin.
I'm glad we have you to back it up. I just see it from the overhead view. I don't have like a really close-up shot.
Oh boy. 188 laps completed. Working lap 189. Under caution. Anybody know what caution number it is? Anybody? Well, I'll bring it up.
Don't do it. I'm going to guess 17.
19th caution of the evening.
Wow,
19 cautions.
So 17 actual racing cautions if you discount or take off the 2 stage yellows. But in the record book, the stage yellows will count as cautions. So, I mean, they're creeping to the record. 26.
Well, to be fair, stage 1 ended under caution because it was a caution prior to.
You are right. You're right.
So we cannot discount that one. We could discount stage 2.
But I almost, if I remember correctly, which I could be wrong, I'm pretty sure the 26 yellows that came at Martinsville prior also had stages. So they're even with each other, basically.
Yeah, they're getting there. 110 laps to go here at the paperclip.
now as a driver most nights out of the week, I'm starting to wonder, will tires play a factor as these laps start to wind down? I feel like they would, but with all the yellows we're getting, I don't know if I could pit again if I'm Chris Carroll. If I can make it on fuel, I may just stay out there as long as I possibly can.
Yeah, a single pit stop call out of the 99, and it might be the right call. He's the only driver to only be on pit road one time.
Oh, that's a good catch. He absolutely is. That is crazy.
Base car rounds through and down onto pit road. Coming out of 4 now, and Chris Carroll waits. He waits. He goes. Mark Arthur up high. That's going to allow Mike Hamlin to come down the inside. Mike Hamlin up 16 spots to the second place.
It'd be nice if I didn't mention the 11 and the 12. They also have some past history. Pretty recent history, actually. I like to watch and see how these two race each other. Mark, though, just allows the 11 car to get by.
Oh, the 33 locked him up. Oh, my God. It's a mess. And it's not done yet.
But it's not over.
RT76 gets into the 14, and Dave Seats pounds the wall.
They were wrecking for a full corner there.
Oh, boy.
Mark was all but wrecking there, saved it, and man, oh man, calamity after that.
All right, let's go back. We're going to watch it from Mark Arthur, as we're already back in the field because of what previous happened. You know what? Let's go back. We're going to go back. We're going to see the whole thing kind of unfold because it kind of happens right here. Mark locks up the brakes. Perkins locks up the brakes. RT76 locks them down. And then the 41 in the inside. I didn't even catch that the last time. Dalton Kilroy was inside of the 14. May have pushed the 14 up. Oh, my God. Race control, have yourself a good time with that one.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. That's one of them times where I'm glad I'm in the booth and not an admin or anything.
Oh, my. Two biggest movers of the race, up 16 spots apiece. It's Mike Hamlin and Corey Sherman. Hamlin in the second spot. Corey Sherman now rides in fourth. Philip Van Vliet, a member of TNA, sitting in the 12th spot. Amanda Sherman caught a part of that at some point. Kind of missed it. Let's go back and see if we can't see Amanda's problem because she's on pit road now. She's in the 8 car to the top side of the track, coming down the front stretch. It's all starting to break loose in front of her. Oh, TBB was a part of it. She went down to try and protect herself, got into the 13. Oh my goodness. Every time you look at it, something more and something worse. Ugh. So Amanda's back out on track. TBB still hanging out on pit road, now coming off. I believe he's going to be on the lead lap still, just further back. After making up 7 laps earlier in the race, TBB rides in the 16th position. Yeah. Boy, that shot just kind of proved it right there. There are some damaged cars out there. As we start folding them in 2 by 2, getting ready to go back under the green flag. Lap 199 when we take the green. It's becoming a bit of a marathon here.
Basically, who can keep the car somewhat clean?
Green flag is out. I'll tell you, right before the green flag flew, Mark Arthur was sitting in the back seat of the 3 car, and now Corey Sherman up to 4th. He's hanging on the outside, trying to find a hole to move in. He's got John Perkins right there, the 66 of Chris Berg to the inside.
Something happened to Mark Arthur. Blown motor for the 12 car. He's dropped all the way to the back, trying to make it back around the pit road. What in the world happened to the 12 car?
Like I said, he was bumping into the back of the 3 car pretty hard.
Yellow's out.
And we are under caution. Oh, boy.
So that lit from the restart, huh?
I don't know if that was all of it. I don't know.
Oh, I'm hearing chatter. He may have money shifted there.
Uh-huh.
He did money shift. He messed up coming up to the gearbox.
Oh, boy. All right, let's go back. The 66 of Berg, the 3 of Corey Sherman. The 66 goes around by his lonesome, and I believe Corey Sherman may have done the same thing at the same time. All this was happening while we were looking for the 12 for a blown motor. These guys were battling it out for the 4th spot. 3rd and 4th spot.
12 car. Over 30 minutes of damage.
Boy.
Did I hear you mention the 3 car money shifted as well?
I don't think he money shifted. He did hit the inside wall along with the 66 of Chris Berg. So 2 drivers that were inside the top 5. Corey Sherman able to get back into the 4th spot, but Chris Berg stuck back into the 16th position.
So Corey got blessed by iRacing there. The way the caution fell, he did not lose any spots, really.
Yeah. But look at the damage. It's heavy on the front end of that Savage Edge number 3. Another front bumper that the paperclip is going to take away.
The hammer has come down on the 3 and the 66 dual EOL. You are right. That 3 car, that's the type of damage here that it may not look too bad, but I feel like that is going to affect the car even on a short track, because it looks like that right front tire is leaned in a little bit more than normal. So heartbreak for a lot of drivers there. Corey, Chris Berg, but for most of all, the 12 of Mark Arthur. Money shifted, did not get through the gears, and ultimately expired that motor. It's no good anymore.
What are we up to for cautions now? 21.
Man, oh man. Taking lap 206 when they take the green flag here. I didn't think they would approach that mark, but I'm really getting a little concerned now.
What did I say at the beginning of the stage? I said it was going to be about patience. They have none. There are no patient drivers right now in BPL. Chris Carroll has control of the field restart zone, and he takes off. Mike Hamlin going to try and hold on to the 2nd spot. He's got John Perkins to the inside. Perkins and Hamlin touching sides as they come out of turn number 2 down the backstretch and into 3 and 4. Hamlin on the outside has just a slight advantage, and here comes Perkins at the line for 2nd. Too close to call. Wow.
As Perkins has had a roller coaster of a night, locks up the left front right there, but was able to keep it off of the 11th driver door. That is going to allow the 11 to win that battle. But will he win the war? Look at the 99, though. Just love seeing these two do battle behind him. It's allowing him to not check out, per se, but get a little bit of real estate in between him and 2nd place runner Mike Hamlin.
Yeah, absolutely. And John Perkins locking up the brakes. Boy, that is something I have seen that car lock the brakes now several times. So he is driving for everything he's worth. Maybe just driving a little too hard, honestly. And not feeling all that comfortable in that 33.
No.
And yeah.
As we get another caution on the speedway, I do want to say this is the 22nd caution, but if you notice, the field has not really thinned out a whole lot. So these wrecks, it's a lot of self-spins, not getting a lot of damage on these cars. Some cars have, right? But I'm interested to see what happened here on this caution. I actually did not catch it.
Well, it looks like it might be the 3 car.
Oh, no.
Corey goes underneath Amanda, and around he goes. Virtually the same as the last time.
I think he got intimidated by Mrs. Shermanator.
He might have. And she was moved up the track. I mean, she was more than willing to let anybody go.
Yeah, she was giving him all the room in the world. I mean, I know I've said it already, but it's just a testament. These cars, they are on the ragged edge. You step over that line, even a pinky toe, Chris, and boom, you're going around.
Yeah. It's definitely showing. I mean, I always have and probably always will consider Blazing Pedals some of the top-tier drivers, most top-tier drivers in all of iRacing, and to be at 21, 22 cautions in a single race, it's absolutely blowing my mind.
Just the best way to describe it, it's tough. The paperclip, it is winning the battle right now. They should have named this track what they call Darlington, the track Too Tough to Tame, because, man, oh man, it's been a wild one. But you know, Chris, like I said, it has not been a whole lot of guys running over each other or nothing like that. It's just been a product of getting on the throttle too hard, and you're just seeing these guys go around. Now, that could be because of the shifting we're seeing, right? They are running a type of gear ratio where they're almost forced to be shifting tonight. So that could be playing a big factor into all these self-spins.
Yeah, I agree. And I guess if that's the case, then it comes down to a little bit more practice. Well, they got to get off the loud pedal, and they need to do some more practice. You know, some of this could have easily been averted by just simply laying down some laps. And I know that you ran a practice earlier in the day. I saw you post it. How many guys actually attended that practice? Do you know?
Nope, I don't. I had to step away, but I will tell you in just a few moments. Well, I said I'd tell you. This new UI is throwing us all for a loop. I will try to tell you if I can find it.
Cars are lined up 2 by 2. Pace car lights are off, and it's on the backstretch. We're getting ready to go back under the green flag. We'll be taking lap number 215. Chris Carroll, Mike Hamlin, Dalton Kilroe, and John Perkins. Larry Bell, Brian Dees. Green flag is out. Chris Carroll not wasting any time. He is back on the loud pedal. And John Perkins on the inside trying to hold position.
A little contact between him and 11, and now I cannot look to see how many drivers was in the practice session earlier, but I know at one point there was at least 11, so almost half the field came out, so I do like seeing that, but man, oh man, you wouldn't know it. But now look at the 33. Doing battle, almost got around Hamlin, not able to do it, having to fight for his life, and the cautions on the speedway once again. As oh no, it may have been Alex C. Harris.
Harris definitely took the brunt of it, but I don't think it was just him. Let's go back and take a peek.
That was a shifting deal for the 13.
Yep.
Anytime you see the car step out halfway through the corner, because they're not really even picking up throttle yet, that's a shifting deal. Starts wheel hopping. You hear that term on road courses a lot. They wheel hop. Car settles in, and around she goes.
It's a real shame for Alex Harris. At one point, you gave him the where did he come from? And now it's the where did he go?
And his crew chief's probably asking where the front nose of that car is as well. It's somewhere in Virginia on the track.
Yeah, good news for Amanda Sherman. She's back on the lead lap now, courtesy of the Lucky Dog.
I love that 8-car paint scheme. I really like the 3, but I think the 8 might be my favorite of the 2. I don't know, though. That 3, the lime green, just pops on that.
I was pretty partial to last week's number 3. I'm just going to say a Priority Auto and 802 battery. That was a pretty good-looking rig.
I feel like you have a little bit of bias there, but hey, it was a good-looking car.
I definitely do.
Well, shout out Priority Auto. Shout them out, as always.
I definitely have bias there.
It's all right, just a little bit. But you know, Five Kings Motorsports, we sponsor the practice section that we were talking about, so I got a little biasy there as well. Absolutely. We love the city sponsors, all of them. Ohio and Indiana Roofing could not do this, literally could not do this without them. Thank them so much. Blackhawk Motorsports, MF Racing Designs, the butt kicker, can't forget them.
Yeah, MF Racing Designs with the, what's it, the Pull Award.
It is. The front row award. I actually typed up that graphic incorrect. Go figure, right? I did something wrong. It is the front row award. So whoever qualifies first and second, they make them a little bit of cheese or a little bit of money.
Wow. Super special to have people like that helping get this thing going every single week. Cautions, cautions. I believe we're going to have more.
Hearing from Van Fleet, he does not want no more, Chris. He works at night, I believe, and from what I just heard, I think he is starting to worry that he won't be able to finish this race out.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It's currently about 20 to 10. By about 10 o'clock, he's going to have to go. I don't see him finishing this one, which is that's just terrible. It sucks that happened, right? Because this thing could have been done about 45 minutes ago. Getting ready to go back under the green flag now. Pace car is in the pit road and green flag waves. Mike Hamlin with a good restart. Oh, the 33 started climbing the curb there just a little bit. And that's going to allow Dalton Kilroe to work his way on the outside. Here comes Brian Dees, the Soul Stealer on the outside, trying to follow his teammate.
Both NFRD making the moves on the high side. As we had a very good question in the chat, Chris. They asked, what would happen if the session runs out of time? Well, basically, when this session was to run out of time, whenever it gets down to 0 on that clock remaining time, the race is over. It's basically like you just took the checker flag. So I think we'll get this race done in time. But it is questions you got to start asking. So look at the 33. Power move on the inside. Made it stick finally. Got around the 41 sitting P3. Now eyes set on that number 11 machine of Mike Hamlin.
Tell the truth, we have about 54 minutes left of the session. So I don't think we're going to run into that problem, but these guys are going to try and prove me wrong every single time.
What caution are we up to now, Mr. Chris?
Oh, man.
Let me guess. 24, I believe?
Yes, sir.
Man, oh, man.
24 cautions. All right, let's go back and see if we can't figure out what happened here. Amanda was one of the names, but I don't think it likely that it was her. It happened in front of her. Oh, TBB. TBB brings it out. Now that we know, we'll go back and take a peek at that. Oh, the 66.
Ooh, and watch the 66 behind TBD
Yeah, I
there.
think that was just enough to upset the ton car and send him around. So, in all honesty, I guess it would. Well, I'm not race control, but I'm thinking
What
probably the
happened to
66.
66 there, though? That was weird. He's already going straight, but that is a fast portion of the track. You start to get on the binders. I don't know. That was a weird one right there. It was a weird one. Like the car number 66 just lost control there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna back it up a little bit more and just. It's really weird. So it looks like he's gonna go down to the inside. The car started to step away. If I didn't know better, I'd say flat tire.
It was reminiscent of what we see on Sundays. Dustin Bean just put in the chat, gonna need to see a therapist after this one's over. He put that in the iRacing chat. Did a little comedy right there. You've got to laugh about it, right? We coming into tonight, we knew Martinsville was going to be a doozy.
Oh yeah,
and it's proven that. As sad news for the 66, that is, I believe, his second or third caution. He has been disqualified.
So we lose a driver. Man.
Mark Arthur in the chat reiterating his feelings for this car and how much he loves it.
Just in time for the pace car lights to go off, half a mile more, and we go back into the green flag. We're going to be launching them off at lap 230. It'll be 70 laps to go. As the pace car drops down, the 99 of Chris Carroll picks up control of the field. Mike Hamlin to the outside. Hamlin looking for a good restart here. And here goes Carroll. The 41 trying to push Hamlin.
Deja vu, though, out of the 99 car. Put him up front. He gets the best launches we've seen all night, no matter who has been starting to his outside. But look at the 33. Putting that nose right there. Leaning on the 11 a little bit, I believe. As he is still trying to make the moves. Take that 33 car back up towards the front. Almost taking over P2.
Those two cars are just using each other up. And now the 11 puts it out, but in that big arc, the 33 able to get it back. Going into turns 1 and 2 now. John Perkins still holding on to that second spot, and here comes Brian Dees. Dees to the inside.
What we're seeing here with all these guys, they don't know when that next yellow is going to fly, right? So they're trying to put themselves in position. They are racing as if it's the last lap. You're seeing it time after time because they don't know when that next yellow is going to fly. Right now, Hamlin did battle with John Perkins. That actually got the heat in the tires. That actually hurt him a little bit. Now the 17 is going to look to get around, and the 41 might follow suit as Hamlin, the man outside looking in.
Oh, Hamlin!
He's going to save that car, I believe.
He does, but somebody else does not, just in front of him.
Brian Dees goes around.
Oh, man. All kinds of damage.
If you're race control, what do? Do you put that on Hamlin, or you put it on Dees? Or you put it on both? Had to wait and see on the TSP Wreckage replay here.
Man, oh, man.
It's just getting goofy.
Here we go. Good battle for a moment. You see the 11. He was a little left and right when he went into the corner, and they just, honestly, man, I don't know. Part of me says you got to give it to both, right? Then the other part of me says that it depends on who stopped first. And I believe that would be on Hamlin, but I'm not sure. Brian Dees taking it down pit road, so he's kind of giving himself a penalty. Mike Hamlin also on pit road, again giving himself a penalty. So what do you do? Yeah, they're down there because they have to get it fixed up, but they're losing track position on pit road. Mike Hamlin might be out of this race.
He is rolling back out right now, but we'll see what
he is.
does
Okay.
the hammer. I've lost track at how many each individual driver has caused, right?
Oh,
so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how many he's had tonight. This could be his first one. It could be his third one. I have no idea, Chris. Folks, if you are watching, this is not your typical Sunday affair here on True Sim Productions for the Blazing Pedals iRacing League. Martinsville, it's been a track that has always just seemed to be this way. It don't matter what league it is, whether it's BPL, Crooked Line Racing. I'll tell you the truth here, Chris. As a league owner, I love this track. Martinsville, you don't find it on a lot of our schedules for a reason.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a short, flat track that's pretty much dominated by one lane. It's tough.
And the way it looks tonight, that one lane's almost half a lane. If they step over too far to the right, they get a little bit too high, around she goes. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, hit your marks and hold on, basically.
Yep.
Also, pretty funny. This was a day race, but as you see, that sun has went down. Lights have come on. Man, oh, man. The Martinsville 5000 here.
All right. Seems like we've done this a few times tonight, but the pace car lights are off, and we're getting ready to go back green once again.
Before they do hit green, that was caution number 25, I believe.
Yes, it was. Getting ready to roll under the green flag once again, and Chris Carroll takes off. Dalton Kilrow on the inside, gonna pass John Perkins. Perkins able to move down. The battle right now for fourth spot, it's Larry Bell and Rick Thompson. Bell able to take it. Thompson moves down right in front of Derek Paulson, and the 42 goes around. Kyle Wellman spins it.
I also want to note, Kyle the Wildman Wellman has a front clip on that car now.
Yeah,
so
he's
just loops it right there. Still has it though.
Just don't know what else to say here. He caught the curb. He caught the curb. So for the first time, a self spin, it was not. I don't believe it was a shifting thing. There's only one way to know for sure. Yep. There it was. And as he said, the lights, they're starting to turn on out there. As we are back live. Yeah, you're not kidding, bud. It is definitely getting there. Think we are probably down into the 40-minute range, if I had to guess. Three minutes to go. Caution 26. Tanner, we didn't want it to happen, but we're just a caution away. Ugh.
I was actually chatting over the admin chat with the guys, letting them know we did actually hit the record mark right there. It's not a record we wanted to hit for sure. We were worried coming into tonight with the car track combo. I'm going to harp on that all night. It's just tough, and these guys are doing themselves no favors. They are racing so hard, going for everything they can, lap after lap after lap.
Somebody brought it up in chat, and I absolutely agree. They are racing so hard in between cautions that it's causing cautions. They've gotten themselves out of the mindset of a long green flag run, right, and now they're just looking for a single position. If they can get a single position before the caution comes out, great. And they are pushing these things harder than they were ever designed to be pushed on a track that just isn't going to take it.
Basically, anybody that's sitting on an even number, if they're 4th, 6th, 8th, they want to make the pass on the guy in front of them. Why? That gives them the inside line on the next caution. They don't know when the caution's flying, but they are expecting it. They, like you mentioned, long green flag runs, not even in their realm of thinking right now. They are just thinking short burst, and that is what is also adding on to the cautions. Because like you said, the track will only take so much.
Yeah, it will. Pace car is off. We're getting set to go back. Green flag racing. Chris Carroll again leads them to the Geico restart zone. Green is out. Chris Carroll is gone. Good restart out of the 41 of Dolan Kilroe. Kilroe able to go down unchallenged from John Perkins. Rick Thompson is finding himself running in the 4th position after having some early problems. Larry Bell in 5th. Biggest mover of the race right now. Oh, caution.
It was a dark car. I don't know who it was, but somebody went head on into the inside wall.
Yeah, and that may be the end of the race for him. It is the 89 Philip Van Vliet having problems. And just like that, there's a new caution record in BPL.
Man, oh man. Ooh, hard contact too for the 89. Even if he didn't have to go to work, that car might be toast. It's still rolling underneath its own power, but man, oh man, what a lick.
You see him touch with the 17, and the 17 was able to keep going, but the 89 took a shot to the inside retaining wall.
As Brian Zimmerman, he just made a great point in the chat. USA Firearms. This league is full of great drivers. This is just a product of car with a tire that don't have a sidewall. The tire is basically like a light switch. Traction is either on or it's off. There's nothing in between.
Yeah, Stephen T. Johnson actually agreeing with that. Jason Powell, he's out there saying kind of the same thing. You know, it's...
I mean... Stephen T hits it right. Says you have traction till you don't.
It's not just frustrating for the drivers. It's not just frustrating for the fans. It's frustrating for us up here as we're watching it. And we're like, if you guys could just. And it's an easy thing to do as somebody who's observing. Being behind the wheel, it's a totally different animal. You gotta go. And we know that about racing. It's true in any race, and it's true in sim as much as it is in real life.
Whoa, the hammer comes down hard. Second place in the point standings, Brian Dees has been disqualified.
Wow.
That's going to shake up the points a lot.
Well, I said that there was contact. Now, I didn't look to see how the contact was made because, honestly, at this point in the race, it doesn't really matter, except for when it does, and it just did big time. let's go back and we're going to take a peek at that accident one more time with Brian Dees and Philip Van Vliet. Maybe. I'm going to back it up just a little bit more.
Tom, race control, does not know the soul stealer. His soul may not be safe. Just qualifying.
It's the right call.
It is. It absolutely is. I envy him making that call. He had to make the call right. That's a scary call to make with the soul stealer.
I hate it for the 17. I hate it for all the guys out here that are really kind of just putting up with the car at this point. I mean, there's nothing else you can say. But we're going back green flag racing. And if you need a feel good for the night, how about this? At 1.7 laps down at the very beginning of this race. Now, TBB, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, starting in the 8th spot. Chris Carroll gone.
Chris, we have 2 drivers that have a 0X on the night. Would you like to guess them, or you want me to tell you?
Boy, I'm going to say the 99 of Chris Carroll, the 41 of Dalton Kilrow.
So the 99 of Chris Carroll was correct. The 41 of Dalton Kilrow was incorrect. It's the 4 car, Larry Bell.
Larry Bell
always seems to find the trouble. He's escaped it here tonight thus far. The only driver with a 0X, along with Terry Foster, but Terry is no longer in the race.
Yeah, I got a note in from Terry. His computer shut down and just wasn't going to deal with it. He was so many laps down anyways. Didn't matter.
I can't say I blame him.
Yeah.
At times tonight, I was kind of wishing my computer would shut down, I guess, huh? Just playing. We're still having fun here. Regardless, we're still having fun. We're racing. We're basically Saturday night short track racing here on a Sunday.
Yeah, lights are on fully here at the Paperclip.
I stand by the statement. I love this track. It's just a tough track, man. Kilrow, though, looking to apply a little bit of pressure.
Man, did he step out. Woo! You gotta look out for that. Look, you gotta drive them hard, and sometimes that's what you're gonna get when you do it, so. But boy, Dalton Kilrow, he can wheel a car. We all know that.
You haven't seen a lot of drivers save that car once it starts to step out. Kilrow put a check mark next to his name. He saved that car. Hell of a save out of the 41. Didn't really lose a lot of time either.
Mike Hamlin in the 8th spot. At one point was running second to Chris Carroll. Now running in the 8th spot, trying to put a challenge on against Derek Paulson. And TBB running in that 9th spot. Jason Bauer rounding out the top 10. Good run for him. And how about the never say die attitude of Kyle Wellman? My goodness, he is still out there running in an 11th spot.
Just got a note from Mark Arthur. Had 10 seconds of damage left. He is getting ready to roll the 12 car at the Barbie machine back out onto the track. You see him right there. Coming back out on track.
About 62 laps down thanks to all of the cautions. He's actually able to make it back out on track. That tells you how many cautions we've had in the second half of this race.
They had enough time to replace the motor. And it's not like he wrecked out a long time ago in regards to laps. He didn't. 2-car breakaway, though. These top 2 right here. I told y'all earlier, these are 2 people that you say are kind of title favorites going into a season, right? And they're doing battle here between Kilrow, Jamie Walker, Chris Carroll. I mean, throw a dart, and any one of those 3 can win a championship.
Yeah, and you can see how much rear brake they've got dialed into the car now that it's starting to get dark outside. Look how bright those rotors are glowing. Lots and lots of rear brake dialed into these cars.
And you know what? That's opposite than what we're accustomed to seeing on these short tracks. It's normally those front brake glowing, right? That shows they are loose on the instrument, trying to dial it back a little bit, trying to settle the car down, move that brake bias to the back, but really making them rear rotors really work to get that car slowed up.
My goodness, what a shot. Looking back on 4th, 5th, and 6th now, Larry Bell, Austin Edstrom, Rick Thompson. Thompson in that 6th spot. And he hasn't had the easiest race of the night.
He has had the ultimate roller coaster of highs and lows here at Martinsville. But I want to say shout out to the 4 car, Larry Bell. Doing battle, still got the 0X, up in the top 5. He's a short tracker, so he's at home here at a track like Martinsville. Currently slotted P4, but has Austin Edstrom charging right there to the back bumper, almost making contact.
Yeah, and Edstrom was able to pick up the throttle just a little bit quicker. Now, one thing I'm noticing, look at the 4 car, look at the 76 car, rotors glowing.
All 4 of them glowing.
Austin Edstrom, not a 1. There's no orange there whatsoever. How?
The 4 car, the way his front rotors are glowing, they're actually glowing more than any other car I'm currently seeing out there. Although Rick Thompson is actually battling him for that title, because Rick has a lot of brake in that car. You see, they're really glowing almost a hot orangish red.
Yeah, the thing about Larry Bell is, and we were looking at like Chris Carroll and Dalton Kilrow, the back rotors would eventually stop glowing. Larry Bell, all the way around the track, they are solid orange.
They are not getting cooled off at all. And now I've heard conflicting thoughts on this brake fade in iRacing. Is it here? Is it not? I personally, I feel like it is, because I've raced at a track like Martinsville in these cars, especially in the NextGens. But don't know that for certain. But if there is, Larry Bell's feeling it right now, because those brakes are hot.
And now I'm looking at Chris Carroll, and guess what? Same thing, man. Rear brake rotors are just not cooling down for the 99 machine. Lap down car, Corey Sherman. Just hanging out, running his laps. He's running in the 15th spot. And right now, Amanda Sherman has the title banner once again. She's running in the 13th spot. Corey, you're going to try and catch her and steal it away. Philip Van Vliet, unfortunately, who had to call it a night. Currently being scored in the 16th spot. Then Brian Dees, who got ejected. Chris Berg, who got ejected. Mark Arthur back out on track. Let's see what the new engine can do. Maybe try and get a little bit more experience in that 12 machine.
Every lap matters right now. These guys are so far behind when it comes to knowing what they can do to these cars. So, I mean, every lap is definitely going to help, especially around a tough track like Martinsville.
Oh, absolutely. There's a reason why Ty is out there, Ty Marosco, the winner of Daytona. There's a reason why he's out there over 100 laps down, right? He needs to get the experience. Next week, it's Bristol, where we have an opportunity to kind of make up for tonight. And Ty just wants to get the experience. Good on him. Chris Carroll and Dalton Kilrow, though, they are in a different category here tonight. Running 1 and 2 on the track, and Kilrow's got about a 1 second gap that he's got to make disappear.
Ooh, yellow out. And that Derek Paulson is mad on the radio. I don't know if he was joking or what, but I'd be looking around the 6 car.
I don't think he was joking. His car is heavily damaged on pit road.
He said he wanted to thank him for that. I guess he was about Martinsville out. And Hamlin just gets in there hot, runs him over, and oh my goodness, hard lick for the 6 car. Wait till you see that back.
Well, it's coming.
That thing needs more than puppy power, I'll tell you that.
Oh, he sent him. Oh, my God.
What a lick. That's
and Mark Arthur, too. Oh, man. Mark out there just trying to put laps down, and still gets destroyed. See our race leader going around. Philip Van Vliet back out on track. Oh, man. My God, that was a hit. Yeah, I suspect that's race chatter worthy. There have been a couple here tonight.
For the fans at home familiar with race chatter in the top 10, we may have to make that a top 30 this week. I'm not sure 10 is enough to contain all these.
Not sure. Oh, man.
Sherman is going to have his work cut out for him trying to pick 10 of these. I think you hit the nail on the head earlier, though, Mr. Chris. You said just let the whole race play.
Yeah. 28th caution of the evening. Even if we're going to be kind and take away the one stage break that was already under caution and make it 27, we have a new goal or a new record.
I say don't call it a go.
Not a goal.
Don't call it a go.
A new record. My God.
Hearing a little bit of chatter between first and second place. These guys are familiar with each other. They've done battle in the ARCA cars. They've done battle in Xfinity, and now they're doing battle in the NextGens at, I'm going to say it, Chris, the toughest track we're going to visit this season.
Yeah.
I know Darlington's tough. That's on the schedule down the road. But as far as mentally tough, this track is mentally challenging. It's taxing.
Yeah, and even if you win this race, you don't walk away from it feeling good.
Right.
That's the terrible thing, right? It's
You're
like,
exhausted, actually. You're actually exhausted.
I survived. That's not the same as feeling good.
Right.
17 laps more, 17 to figure out who is going to win this one. The battle up front between Chris Carroll and Dalton Kilroe. Not done yet. John Perkins, Larry Bell making up row number 2. Row number 3 is going to be Austin Edstrom and Rick Thompson. And row 4 is going to be Jason Bauer and Kyle Welbeth. Chris Carroll hits the go button. John Perkins stuffs it in the inside. I think that's the first time that Kilroe wasn't able to clear him through 1 and 2, and now Perkins right on the rear bumper of the 41 hits the brakes, and it's okay. Austin Edstrom has worked his way up to 4th, now looking maybe to the outside. Don't do that, here comes Bell. Larry Bell on the inside of Austin Edstrom now, and Edstrom able to carry the momentum through and get down low through 3 and 4. You see the gap Chris Carroll is putting onto the field here as Dalton Kilroe tried to catch him. Well, I don't know if anybody can catch that 99 machine. When he's up front, well, is he fast, and it could be the first win for him this season. Right around the corner as we're working lap 288 of 300. Amanda Sherman looking like she's going to win her second banner in a row. Consecutive banners going out to Amanda so far.
So I was trying to get some stats pulled up on Larry Bell. SimRacer Hub, the site we use to calculate the points, has had an update recently. But I'm almost positive Larry Bell is fishing for his first top 5 finish here in a BPL race. He's currently sitting 4th in the number 4 with a 0X.
Man, what a great race for him. I mean, honestly, even if he's been in the top 5 before, having a 0X here tonight,
that's got to feel like a victory.
Absolutely.
As Kyle Wellman going around number 42, right in front of the pack.
And it was just enough to bring out the caution as he's already righted the ship and heading in the right direction. Kyle Wellman going around.
I believe pulled a Tokyo Drift 360 right there.
Yeah, he's right in front of Austin Edstrom.
Oh, got a little help, I believe.
Edstrom dives down inside and makes a little contact. Absolutely, he had help.
Drivers are not happy. You can hear the radio right now. I think those drivers had a prior run-in earlier on tonight. It's one of the times where I wish we could play the chat. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah. Sometimes it's all right.
A lot of 4-letter words, though, can come out of that, right?
Yeah.
These guys have actually been fairly civil, somewhat. But I'll leave it to y'all's imagination. But I will say no 4-letter words there. Everybody was somewhat cordial.
Amanda Sherman getting another lap back, just separating herself from Corey a little bit more. Seven laps to go, 29 cautions. At around a lap 150, I queued up and said there was 13 and we were on pace. That was halfway through the race. The second half isn't done yet, and we've blasted that apart. Concentration is gone in these drivers. And I believe the big talk on Discord tomorrow in the BPL Discord is going to be about this car.
It's got to be about this car. It's got to be about patience. And it's got to be about accountability, right? You mentioned it earlier. They had a 3-hour practice session they could have been in. If I was one of these drivers that caused 1 or 2 incidents and I did not log in this afternoon and turn some laps, and I get it, life's more important than a sim, always. But if I was not able to turn any laps this afternoon and I've caused some incidents, I feel like I'd have egg on my face.
Yeah.
Just calling a spade there. I've been there, right? I've been on the track and doing these races. They're tough. But at some point, you got to look in the mirror.
Up top, it's the Pit Lizard, number 99 of Chris Carroll, Dalton Kilroe, John Perkins, your top 3. Larry Bell and Rick Thompson round out your top 5. Mr. Where in the heck did he come from? TBB at one point down 7 laps in this race. Thanks to a bunch of quick cautions early on in this one, TBB on not only on the lead lap, but in the 6th spot.
Fishing for a top 5. I'm curious, can the 41 do anything with the 99? Going to be 3 laps to go, or 4 actually, as they take the green flag. 99 gets a great launch once again. 33 car did as well.
Yeah.
Leaning on the 41 a little bit here.
I believe that Dalton Kilroe's tires are going to stop him from winning this race. In fact, I think he's having a hard time just holding on with John Perkins right now.
Power move by RT76. A little bit of a door bang to the 4, sent the 4 up the track. That's going to allow not only the 76, but also the 10 car, as everything I say is null and void because there is a yellow on the track.
It's going to be the 13 of Alex Harris. And I believe, I could be wrong because God knows
that's what I'm
not
seeing.
sure, but I think that might be number 3 on Alex Harris here tonight.
What happened there? Oh my goodness.
He just got in. That? Yeah, he just got into the corner.
It darted right.
Yeah. And he had hit the corner prior to, and I don't know if it messed up steering or what, but boy, oh boy.
Yeah, just overcorrected a little bit. Wow. This might, hey, we might have a new record for DQ drivers too.
Yeah,
Chris.
I believe so. And another record we don't really want to have to beat here, but my goodness.
Hey, Bristol next week, baby.
For the first time this year, we're going to go green, white, checker. Green, white, checker right around the corner here for Blazing Pedals, live on True Sim Productions. Again, got to thank Ohio and Indiana Roofing and Blackhawk Motorsports, our two big-time title sponsors, along with Michael Falk Racing Designs, Butt Kicker, Priority Auto, and Five Kings. I believe it's under Five Kings, right, Tanner?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Five Kings. Gotta make sure we plug all of our sponsors and thank them for truly making this thing happen every single Sunday night, all season long.
If these drivers haven't been, which I think they have been, but if they haven't been, it's time to get up on that wheel. Green, white checker here, the first one of the season, like you mentioned.
Yeah, already over race distance. We're working lap number 301 right now. Pace car lights are still on, so we'll be taking the green flag, I believe, on lap 303 for a finish on lap 306. Something like that.
Just to touch on what I said earlier, Larry Bell, I finally figured it out. He has had one top 5 finish. I stand corrected. He's had no top 5 finishes. He had 8 top 10s. Excuse me. 0 top 5 finishes for Larry Bell. So he's looking for it right here.
Awesome. We got to take what we can get out of the race. And right now, Larry Bell
Absolutely.
and Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Chris Carroll, another 0X driver right now. We're gonna hope that all three of those things continue to be positives here tonight, and we'll keep them wrapped up in bubble wrap if we have to keep them positive.
I bet Chris Carroll's a little bit more worried with the 41 starting now directly behind him versus starting next to him.
Yeah, I do believe that Dalton's tires may be just not as good as Chris Carroll's, though.
Look at the launch. The 41 gets right behind our race leader. That's going to allow him to take over P2 once again. John Perkins closes the door on the 4. Did not let him by. Lost one spot. Did not want to lose another. Will they take the white flag?
Final lap. It's done no matter what. Final lap is in the books. Here we go. Chris Carroll on the backstretch. Dalton Kilroe trying everything he can. John Perkins looking for a third. Chris Carroll rounds through turns 3 and 4 on the front stretch. Chris Carroll is going to be your race winner.
I want to note, too, for the 99, he was the only driver coming into tonight finishing inside the top 5 with both races of the season coming into tonight. And he cements that good start with a race win in race number 3 here at Martinsville. Dalton Kilroe second, John Perkins third. Fourth was Larry Bell picking up the first top 5, and Rick Thompson brought the car home in 5th. So Rick came into tonight as the points leader. He might just come out of Martinsville the same way.
All right, we're going to set up Victory Road as Chris Carroll was busy burning down the house.
As Chris, I'll be honest, I'm glad to have that one over with, Bubba.
Yeah, that was a marathon, not just for the drivers, but for us up here in the booth as well.
People will never know how hard it is to call these type of races.
All right, I think Chris Carroll may have just expired the engine on that thing. All right. Hey, let's talk to our third place finisher. It's going to be the driver of the number 33, bringing it home in third spot tonight, John Perkins. John, it's Chris and Tanner up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on, guys? First off, I apologize that y'all had to be up there all night watching this.
Well, I appreciate that because we were just talking. It's not easy on the drivers, and it's certainly not easy on us, especially with that many cautions. That's a lot of time to kill, but we take care of it. That's our job. But John, a third place finish, man, after what seems like a long time since a really good finish out of you, this has got to start feeling like the monkey is climbing off the back.
Man, I hope so. If I wouldn't have been so greedy back in Daytona a couple of weeks ago, it could have been much better standings for me, but this is a good start to get back up there. I haven't had a podium since the latter part of last season, so it feels good to be back up here.
Yeah, and it looks good too, bud. I mean, you have definitely stepped up your game here this season. This night is going to help out quite a bit. Tell us what the third place finish means to you, and who do you have to thank?
Again, like I said, it feels great to be up here. I do apologize for everybody watching that we couldn't put on a little bit better of a showing than this. But for all the sponsors, first off, you guys up in that TSP booth, thank y'all very much. You're a hell of a broadcaster. I'd like to thank Ohio and Indiana Roofing, Butt Kicker, Your Shop, Priority Auto, MFRD for painting me a dang nice car, Five Kings with Tanner, Blackhawk Motorsports, and of course my team and teammates, Speed Mafia. I appreciate you guys interviewing me.
Anytime, bud. Good to talk to you as always, and we look forward to the next time. I'm sure this year there's going to be a next time. That 33 looking real good at the start of the season.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
John Perkins, driver of the number 33, bringing it home tonight in the third spot, and that means, Tanner, you got to catch up with our second place finisher, the driver of the 41.
I have indeed got caught up with Captain Save Some Fuel, but the fuel was not an issue tonight. Dalton, you got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Man, oh man, the first question I'm going to ask is just how taxing is it for a driver in a race like tonight?
Extremely. Like tonight, even though I finished second, had a good run, had good speed all night, I'm personally embarrassed that we're better than this. This was terrible.
Right, it was a grueler, no doubt. But coming to tonight, you were ninth in the points, Dalton. Finished second, going to get some great points. What do you need right there towards the end to maybe get in front of Chris Carroll?
Chris Carroll to not be on the track. That's about it. I was giving it everything once I finally got up to second again after pitting before the stage, and just didn't have enough to get to him and be close enough to him to do anything with it. So he had it over me. I don't know if he was holding anything back or not. If he was, then I know he's one hell of a wheelman, but if he was holding something back, then he had way too much speed.
Right. Well, Dalton, you debuted a new paint scheme tonight from MF Racing Designs. The 41, it was looking fast. You got loose a few times. We could tell you were driving the thing for all it had. Who we got to thank for a podium finisher tonight, buddy?
Well, you already said the main one, MFRD. I didn't even expect this paint. I was figuring I was going to run the palm trees again, but he said, hey, here's another one for you. So I said, okay, here we go. His paints always look amazing. I got to thank everybody else at MFRD with the squad. We had everybody here tonight. Even Taylor Butcher Benjamin going 7 laps down early, coming back, still finishing where he did. So that, for me, that's comeback of the year. But also got to thank you guys for doing the broadcasts. Ohio and Indiana Roofing. Got to thank Priority Auto and Blackhawk Motorsports.
All right on, brother. Let's get back down there and debrief after that race. Shout out to you, buddy. Podium finish, and also shout out to TBB. 7 laps down, climbed the mountain back, and got him a great finish. So that's a record, I'm sure, in and of itself. Congratulations, Dalton.
Dalton Kilroe, driver of the number 41, bringing it home in second place tonight. And, of course, that leaves us with one driver to talk to. It is the driver of the 99, Pit Lizard, USAFirearms.com. I don't know if I'm missing anything else, but it's Chris Carroll. Chris, you got a copy?
I got a copy, sir. I got you here if you got me.
Sure do, buddy. Sure do. Listen, man, first of all, big congratulations goes out not just for the race win, but doing it with a 0X on a night where it was easier to get an X than any other I've ever seen in my time with Blazing Pedals. And that's going back a little ways now.
Well, that is being up front there. It helped me out a bit, but a lot of it's racecraft in the traffic. You got to be patient. I mean, I had to get racing Mark there hard, but you got to be patient and know the guys that are going to hold their line and anticipate where the braking points are. And when you pass a guy, you don't have to be desperate doing it. You can race a guy for a few laps there, and you don't have to be silly trying to get by guys. You're going to make it if you make it at your pace, and if you're not, you're not. And when guys force it, or that's when all the wrecks happen, when they're forcing moves.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, that's exactly what we saw tonight. I think I've seen more tire lockups tonight going into corners than any other race I've ever seen with Blazing Pedals. I've seen more self spins tonight than any other race with Blazing Pedals. And some people want to call it a product of the car, but I think you might be onto something. I think it might be just a little bit of aggressiveness coming out of drivers really early in the season. Now, that being all said and done, Chris, you came home with a race win. Let's talk about that. What was the big strategy, and how does it feel?
Well, the strategy was kind of the Earnhardt strategy. Get to the front and, stay there. But, throughout the race, you got to be back in the pack. And, I think consistency, Chris, you gotta run consistent laps there and wait for mistakes. I didn't really try to pass anybody until I got to Mark. I waited for mistakes by the guy in front of you. There's micro mistakes you can take advantage of, and you can't push it too far. I pushed it. I learned my lesson early. I was passing Edstrom early, and I spun the tires real bad off the corner and tried to get out of the groove. And then from there, I learned that, hey, you got to take this easy. You got to go at your pace, and if you're fast enough, you'll get there. If you're not fast enough, don't force it.
Yeah, actually, we caught that on the stream, and you were able to recover. Obviously, didn't cost you an X or anything like that, and the recovery was the best part of the whole thing. And you were able to continue on. Of course, that led you to the race win. Chris, who do you have to thank on the number 99 here tonight?
I always got to thank USAFirearms.com with Brian Zimmerman. You caught me off guard there. I always got to thank Tanner Marr and all my Pit Lizard boys down there. We're trying to get some consistent finishes this year and see where we end up. And got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. And I don't have a cheat sheet this year for this series, but anybody who sponsors this series and anybody that works hard to put this on and give us a platform to race. Without all those people, we're driving out there, but we don't get to do what we love to do without all those guys working hard out there.
Yeah, well, second time in the top 3 for the season. I think it might be time to get yourself your list.
You never know if you're going to get an interview or not here. So I got to get someone. I'll get Amanda to send me that list. She usually sends me one. So I'll have that next time for you, Chris.
There you go.
List posted in Discord. The only reason why I know it because I made it. But I'll get it sent over to you. We'll get you taken care of. Good win here tonight, boss. Hell of a night out of 99.
I appreciate it, man. It wasn't as easy as it looked being in the lead. You couldn't make a mistake. A few guys were pretty quick out there, John and Dalton, and a few guys up there at the front. Mike was really fast too, so you couldn't make a mistake. You lock up those tires once, you go back 5 spots. So
yeah, and we saw that plenty of times. Chris Carroll, driver of the 99, bringing it home. First place tonight, 0X, and all the other good stuff that happened here tonight. Now let's take a look at some of the other good stuff that happened, because it sure did. Larry Bell collects his first top 5 here in the Blazing Pedals, doing it in style. Another 0X, only one of 2 drivers, himself and Chris Carroll. Let's see. We have Taylor Butcher Benjamin coming back 7 laps down to collect an 8th place finish for TBB. That's unbelievable. We ran 306 laps here tonight. 306. 6 laps over the distance, and I couldn't have done it without you tonight, Tanner.
Man, oh man, I feel like we went the distance tonight, but all in all, it was a good night of racing. Anytime we're racing, I'm going to be happy. Martinsville, it came and it saw, but thank God it is gone. We broke the caution record, heading to Bristol next week, the last great Coliseum. I'm excited and nervous, but mostly excited.
Mostly excited. We're going to bring up results from tonight's race. Keep in mind, they're not official, but they are the results as we know them right now. Chris Carroll, Dalton Kilroe, John Perkins, Larry Bell, and Rick Thompson, your top 5. Then it's Kyle Wellman, Mike Hamlin, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Jason Bauer, Dustin Ping. Amanda Sherman collects her second TNA banner of the season. Alex Harris in 12th, Corey Sherman 13th, Derek Paulson, Philip Van Vliet round out the top 15. Mark Arthur, he had a night. He ended up finishing in the 16th spot. Dave Seats, Brad Lawson round out the top 18. And let's see, will it show me more? Yeah, it will. Ty Morosco, many laps down, but getting some experience. He's going to finish in 20th. Jamie Walker had a terrible night for himself. 21st, Terry Foster was able to do a few laps. 22nd, Austin Edstrom had a tough night. Brian Dees also had a tough night. And Chris Berg in the 66, again with a tough night. And that is going to round out what has been a tough night for all of us here at True Sim Productions and for Blazing Pedals. This has been Chris along with Tanner Marr, and we got it done for you. We'll see you next Sunday night live right here on True Sim Productions.